Oh, Instagram is lagging. Instagram, what is wrong with you? I know I put in everything correctly. I see it up there. It says Instagram, but I don't see the stream on here. So we'll figure that out as the show goes on. We'll get that going. Welcome, everyone, to the Friday Night BS show. Deana's here. Julian is here. Bruce will be here shortly. He's doing a kitty birthday party. Kitty birthday parties are the best, man.
They are, especially when you're an adult. You don't gotta really do much. You gotta,
and especially if you don't have kids, right? D, you could just leave when you want to leave. You can get your.
You can have a couple drinks.
Have a couple drinks. Be that naughty aunt that everyone's like, yeah, my aunt was here. Let me do this real quick. I don't know why it didn't work. That is weird. Let me go here. And go around that beautiful woman right there. What happened? I don't know what happened. But we're back, and we got a lot of subjects that we're going to talk about today. I forgot them, so give me a second here, and I'll pop them up here. D, how you doing this week, D? How was your week, D?
Long, crappy. It sucked.
I mean, have you got? Does it feel like summer yet in Wisconsin?
It is finally starting to. I had to turn the air on today.
I did too. What does it take for Julian? What is that one thing that makes you say it's summer?
It's a 100-degree day.
Does it have to be just one day, or does it have to be multiple days before you say summer's here?
So I guess the way that I would judge it is if I can get in the pool without like having to be like, shrivel up into a ball. Yeah, I feel like I have to crawl on my nutsack.
Go D. I was in the pool. Seinfeld.
Okay. Yeah. I gotta watch Seinfeld. I gotta watch it.
Yeah, shrinkage. It's all about shrinkage. Shrinkage. How about you, Dean? What happened? What has to happen for you to say summer's here?
As soon as I have to start doing yard work, it's summer.
Yeah, yard work. It used to be if you had kids, it was when summer school officially started. Like they're off, then it's like, all right, it's summer.
Well, then it's already summer in this area. Yeah, it's already summer.
Congratulations to all. What would they be? The 2025 high school graduates. Yeah, bud, give it up. You have done it. You have done it.
Good job, kids.
You have satisfied the state, whatever state you live in. You have satisfied that state, and you have graduated. Now it's the next step, right, D? College, maybe job, trade school, something like that.
Or just sleeping on your mom's couch.
I like Julian sleeping on your mom's couch, waiting for dad to finally say, look, either you get a job or you get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, or to let him or have him tell you like, hey, go to work with me.
Yeah. Especially if you're like the last one, right? If you're the last one, they can't wait for you to fucking leave. They just can't, because your parents eventually want to walk around the house naked. And if you're there, it doesn't happen. It does not happen, right, D? D's like, John, don't make me picture my parents naked, D.
Confirmed. No, I know. I don't walk around my house naked because my kids still live here. Damn
Not
it.
Not yet. You still have your son in the basement. So you can't.
2 more months, baby.
2 more months, and then D will not even be wearing clothes any longer, except for the show.
Well, yeah, no pants, though.
Just the shirt. Just the
shirt. You don't need to know.
She's gonna have a cutoff so that way she could just wear just like the top, just enough so the camera doesn't show.
Make sure those drapes are closed, D. What are we going to talk about? Italy unveils its first sex room for prisoners. Yeah, finally they have complied with the rest of the world, and they're going to let inmates have sex, have visitation rights. We're going to get into that. I want to get your guys' opinion. Do you think that's something that should happen? Should a prisoner who's broken the law and has done all these other evil things have someone come and visit them? To have a little. I don't know, man. We'll see how you guys feel. A Gen Zer and a millennial and a Gen Xer. The boomer, I know how the boomer feels about it. I hear music. You hear music?
Yeah,
I do too. Where's that coming through?
All right, hold on. Let me go shut that off before. Talk to D. Talk to D. What? Talk to her about summer. Walking around the house naked.
All right. So what plans do you have for summer, D?
This summer I am gonna do probably nothing. I need relax. I work too hard, too much.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything planned. I think it's just, sit at home, and maybe if like one of my friends comes up with or actually I'm going to Oregon. But maybe some kind of trip. Me and my friends are thinking about going to the Bahamas, but that's a maybe.
There you
Yeah,
go.
the Bahamas.
There you go.
Yeah, get on that cruise liner. I'm back. Yeah, the music was playing in the house, and we can't have that. That is a violation of some sort of a YouTube regulation. So I'm going to get your guys' thought on that. Sex rooms for prisoners. 11 thing privileged people say without realizing how out of touch they sound. I think I looked through these. I think we've all heard them, like somebody that's privileged say these things, So I thought we'd dig into that. Some chick that loves Red Bull so much, she got a barcode tattoo, and she actually uses it at the grocery store to check out her Red Bull. Man,
the guy that has the rotisserie chicken shirts. And
my
God! Scan the shirt.
I don't know if I could love something enough to get a barcode put on my body, dude. I really don't think there's anything like. Maybe Johnny's sex candle wax. Maybe that sends you right to Dee's page to buy some. The last one's a little touchy for Julian. The last one's a little touchy. Why Gen Z employees are being fired early. He's man.
Maybe I'll be unemployed this summer or something.
I look. I don't know about D. I have a small sample of what it's like to work with Gen Z. I get it. It's a little different than how I was brought up to work, and I'm sure like if Bruce was here, the way Bruce grew up. Every generation, I think, sets this different standard for what they think a 40-hour work week should be. And I think you guys have gotten to the point where you have seen 2 generations now work their butts off. And it's like, hey, man, my parents are not happy. My grandparents aren't happy. So, why is that? Is it because they're working 60 hours a week, dead end jobs and not having some fun together or trips and all this other stuff? So we're going to get into that a little bit as well. I don't know. What is your sample of Gen Z? I mean, you work from home, D. So, I mean, do you come upon that generation and their work ethics?
I do, actually. I'm actually in the office 3 days a week. I only work from home on Thursdays and Fridays. So, and we did just hire a couple of, I guess the one girl is technically a millennial. Maybe she's Gen Z because she's close to 30. But we did hire 2 very, to me, young people. Yeah. I don't know what they're putting in the food, man. These kids look like children, and they're like almost 30.
Weird.
What the heck?
It is weird, man. No,
those preservatives did something.
It is weird. We talked about this on another show, but it's like when I went to high school as a freshman, I automatically knew who the senior was because they were men. They were full beards, friggin', 6 foot tall, just massive guys. I knew they were seniors. When you walk into a high school campus today, you don't know who's a junior, who's a senior, who's a freshman. You can't tell.
You don't know who's the
all
teacher.
Look the
You
same.
can't tell.
Yeah, you're just like, okay, who's the senior? Oh, we're the senior class. This is like a guy that's 105 pounds soaking wet. I'm a senior. I'm 18. I'm like, Jesus Christ, you're going to have a lot of trouble buying alcohol, buddy, even when you turn 21. Yeah. You're going to get carded a lot. That's all I'm saying. So it's a different breed. I mean, I don't know what happened. Julian, I don't know. What did you look like in high school? Pretty much the same.
Pretty much the
full
same.
Beard, fucker.
Not a full beard. At 18, I could grow like this, but it wasn't all the way connected. I think my beard fully came in when I was like 19.
19.
Yeah, because my first girlfriend, her mom thought I was lying about my age because I had a full beard.
You stay away from my daughter.
Yeah, she thought I was a lot older. She thought I was like 20 something, and I was like, no, I'm 20. Like,
I would have sent you away from my daughter. That's all I'm saying. Hey, this show is sponsored by all those people that actually bought a Chris Gaines CD. No, I'm kidding. That was my ex-wife's collection. Yeah, and
That's
you know,
hilarious.
it took me almost 3 months to convince her that was Garth Brooks. She did not realize that was Garth Brooks. I look, Julian's looking at us like, who the fuck's Chris Gaines?
It's Garth Brooks.
It's Garth Brooks,
Garth
dude.
Brooks in
I didn't know that.
goth
Did you know who Chris
garb.
Gaines was?
No.
Oh, okay, yeah. It was Garth Brooks. And here you go. I'll let you look at the CD. But he was trying to dip his toes. Let's just say that, right? Let's dip his toes into the
like-
pop world, you know, and pop rock, I guess, right? D?
Yeah, sure.
There's no way this is Garth Brooks.
That is Garth
Yes,
Brooks,
it
man.
absolutely is.
That is Garth
absolutely
Brooks,
is.
dude. And I know he looks like Zoolander in that photo.
He does.
He does, yeah. Yeah, we discussed that. When he's poking his yes, when he's doing the kiss, yeah, right here, dude. When he's puffing his lips, that he looks just like fucking Zoolander, man. I did. Yeah, again, my ex-wife was blonde, so it was understandable that she didn't believe that it was Garth Brooks, but it was Garth Brooks. It was Garth. Is it a shitty CD? I can't remember the songs on there, so I'm gonna have to listen to it to see if I can't remember.
If it was shitty though, you'd probably remember how shitty it is.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. You're right. I mean, if it's shitty, I would have remembered it was shitty. So, but I didn't, you know. I had a weird group of kids. So like we had I would walk down the hallway. My ex-wife would be playing 80s stuff, which was cool with me. I loved all the 80s stuff. But as I would go down the hallway, Frank would be playing all nothing but country. My daughter was playing like in sync, Britney Spears, not Backstreet Boys, but yeah, maybe All American Rejects,
Okay.
that kind of stuff. And then JP down at the end of the hallway was just playing rap because he just got into rap, so like Eminem and all this other stuff. And so I was just like, I was just bombarded with different music, just going home.
Everyone had different tastes.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. And they all kind of stayed the same. I mean, how about your kids? I mean, it's their music genre changed a little bit, like your son.
That's hard to say. I don't really even know what my son listens to. He has a very eclectic taste in music. He hates the Beatles.
Yeah, thank you. Yes. Yes.
He's into like the two bands I do know he knows. He knows System of a Down. He knows Pantera.
Oh, nice.
He listens to a lot of stand-up comedy, though. My daughter, who is class of 2025, she just graduated this year.
Hell yeah, give it up.
Yay, Andrea. She is into the Beatles. Her favorite band was Queen for a lot of her life.
Wow.
She's
For
really
her
into
age, dude,
she's really into Perry Como and like Dolly Parton, and she has very interesting taste in music.
That is weird because Hope switched back. She was all rap, like she went through that Britney Spears NSYNC and you know All American Rejects, all that stuff. To where she's like listening to Frank Sinatra and you know some of the older stuff, and I'm just like, okay, cool. I like that. I don't know. It's weird. Let me open up. Let me take my glasses off. How's that? And then find this article. Oh, I have it bookmarked. Look at that, D. I'm on the ball today. Sorry about no show. Sorry about no show last week, but. John dropped a knife from the kitchen counter, bent over to pick it up, and couldn't get back up.
Oh no!
Yeah, my back went out. I didn't want to tell you guys because I know you guys would have ripped me in the chat there, so I didn't say anything. That's how I know the crew I work with. It's like if I write something on here about how I threw out my back, I'll get you, and then I say it on the other show, the Wednesday Night Load, and Tim asked me, do I have a life alert? I'm all, fuck you, Tim.
You need to stop bending over to pick things up.
Yeah, I told him, I said, for my birthday, which is a couple of days away, I said, I want one of those grabbers, the little hand thing that you squeeze and the hand grabs and picks things up. Remember that, Julian.
Yeah, you might need one.
I'm
You
writing
might
it
get
down.
one at
You're
work.
getting a package.
What needs to be invented is the toilet, not the one that just blows water in your butthole, but something a hand that just comes out of the toilet and wipes your ass. That's next. I think
Yeah.
that's the next thing that
Why,
needs.
you don't want the water? You don't.
You
The
don't like
water's
the
okay.
bidet?
Yeah, the water's okay, but it's if it's super cold, that's a wake up call, bro. That is a wake up
Well,
call.
don't they have ones where you can heat it, like where it's like warm at least? Like,
In Italy, they
do
don't
have
have the
ones,
heated
yep.
ones. So when I experienced that thing for the first time in Italy, I was like, "Whoa, that's some cold ass shit right there."
well, in Italy, isn't it the one where you have to like put the water? You have to like kind of splash the water. It doesn't spray you. You have to like splash it, right?
No, it sprays you. It
Okay,
sprays you.
okay.
Yeah, no, they have the ones that spray you. And the thing over there too is like parts of like Sicily, they don't believe in toilet paper, so it's like it's like baby wipe stuff, So you don't throw anything in the toilet because it just clogs up the system. So it's actually like towels, little paper, not paper, but like little washcloths, and then you throw them in a bin.
Okay, and they just wash them.
They just wash them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah. So it's different.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, I don't either.
Maybe if I was like at family's house, then that's different. But I wouldn't want to be like in public. Like,
oh no, in public there's paper.
Okay,
There's
okay,
paper.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
There's paper. You have to pay to use most of the bathrooms in public though.
maybe it's to bring your own washcloth type of situation.
Yeah. I remember we were in Taormina, which is a beautiful city in Sicily, and my ex-wife had to go to the bathroom, and it's out in public. It's a public bathroom, and she goes down these steps to go to the bathroom, comes back up, and she goes, "I need €1." I said, "What do you need €1 for?" She goes, "Because I have to pay for the toilet paper to use the toilet paper."
Oh shit!
Yeah, so she had to pay someone for fucking toilet paper. I'm like, okay, man, it's fucking America, baby, America. Hold on, what happened here? All right, let me fix this. Undo.
Could you imagine you're at work and they're like, you got to put a quarter in to get
Yeah, I
4
can
pieces
see-
of toilet
hey,
paper?
I can see Joe doing that. Joe, I can see you making us pay to use the bathroom, Joe.
Can
Imagine
you
you really wanna
spare
go.
1 square?
Can you spare 1 square? I love Red Bull. I love Red Bull so much. I got a barcode tattoo. Even scans at the grocery store. And thank God. I was happy. This is not an American chick. This is not an American girl. This is a girl from Sweden. So a Swiss woman is such a fan of Red Bull that she reportedly got an energy drink can barcode tattooed on her skin. And it's amazing work at the self-checkout. A video of her utilizing the functional body art has she racked 7.9 million views on TikTok on that video alone.
Oh damn!
That's crazy. That's crazy.
You gotta really love Red Bull.
Yeah, you got it, dude. I mean, Jesus Christ. I don't. Is there anything that you would do, D, that you would make life easier for you at the supermarket?
I don't go to
That
the
you would
store,
get
man.
barcoded.
I go
That you would get barcode. You get
Oh, that I would
barcoded.
get barcoded?
Yeah.
Probably if I really had to, it'd be beer.
Yeah. Be your
Me,
favorite
it'd be
beer.
beer. Just make it easy. I go to just walk into Tenuda's. Here's my wrist. Scan me up and walk out.
How
I
about
get
you,
this.
Julian?
This is Founders KBS. It's good. I get it every time.
No, honestly, I couldn't think of anything that I would.
You would barcode on your
I
body.
also don't even have a tattoo at all.
You don't. I don't either.
Yeah.
I don't.
You don't have any
do-
tattoos?
No, I don't have any either. Yeah, I don't have any.
I
I
need to.
haven't. I had. I was getting one done in Vegas, and he wouldn't do it because I was actually absolutely hammered. And
Yeah.
he,
Yeah, you shouldn't do that.
He said no. He basically said no. He goes, "Look, dude." He goes, "I'd love to give you the tattoo and make some money here, but I don't want you to regret it in the morning." He goes, he could tell I was drunk, and I was kind of jumping back and forth of what I wanted, didn't want, and
Indecisive.
yeah. So he's like, you know what? Come back in the morning when you're sober, and we'll get you a tattoo. But I just wanted the Italian flag and the American flag on my right under my neck, under my back, and that's it. That's all I really wanted.
Would you ever go back and get it?
I was thinking about it. But I don't know, man. I figure I've gone this long without one. I mean, I don't want to be that person that like now all of a sudden like I'm old and I should get a tattoo because of something I haven't done.
Yeah.
Bucket list.
Huh?
Bucket list.
Yeah, I get that, but that's what I'm saying. I don't want to be that type of person that goes and just does it because I have never gotten one, and I think I need to get one now. It just doesn't make any sense to me to get one now at this age.
I mean, if you want one, go get one. Who fucking cares? If that's what you want to do it. It's your body. But bucket list. If you really want a tattoo, nobody's gonna judge you for getting a tattoo. It doesn't matter how old you
I
are.
don't think they
I've
are.
seen 80-year-old ladies on Instagram getting tattoos because they're like, I just wanted one all my life.
Well, yeah,
Okay.
if you wait until you're 80, I guess. I mean, then your skin has stopped stretching, so there's a possibility it won't stretch anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's harder to tattoo your skin though when it's that loose.
Yeah, they gotta pin it down. Like have one person hold it, one person hold it, and
and your skin's like paper, so it has to be really gentle. Like,
yeah, see, if
I would
I get one, I
now
want
while
it,
you still
like,
have a
where you can
little
see it.
collagen in your skin.
Oh, where you can see it.
Yeah, I want to. If I'm going to get one, it'd have to be somewhere where you can see it. Because like getting the one on the back of my back above under my neck now would make no sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would want one that maybe on my arms or somewhere. But again, I mean, I don't know. Think about it. I'll think about it.
Here, then it's there for you.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I was thinking like right here on my forearm where they just have like the American and Italian flag there, and just kind of like Troncale Siciliano or something like that. Something like that.
I like softball size, like golf ball size, like grapefruit size.
Yeah, no, big enough so people see it on my wrist, on my forearm. I'm talking like my forearm, like right there on my
Italian flag, American flag.
On each
arm. There you go.
Why are you gonna?
There you go.
You're gonna make me feel more pain.
It's arm tattoos are easy. It's like getting a sunburn.
Yeah. I was thinking about getting a barcode tattoo for some time. The woman named Drew told Jam Press of her drinking inspired ink job. The content creator who goes by My Cringe ST on social media was literally thinking of getting a tat of broccoli or something silly, but then decided on a Red Bull after thinking energy, I guess. Drew reportedly dropped the over $600. That's kind of a lot for just
a barcode.
A barcode, man.
How big is the barcode?
She got fucking robbed, man. We'll show you the pictures of it. She got robbed.
Yeah,
$600.
Let me see the pictures.
Yeah,
how big is it?
And can she only get that one flavor? Like, can she like scan it and get other flavors? Like,
Probably not.
Oh, that's right. I didn't think about it. It's going to be whatever one. Yeah, because
it's exclusive to that specific flavor. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. It will only be where is it? Did I lose it? Is it there, Julian? No. It's not there, is it? All right. I have to go to here and then go here and then go through these, but I think it was right here somewhere. There she is. I love Red Bull so much. Let's see here. I'll show you a picture. Her, not bad. Gen Zer. What are your thoughts on her, Julian? Would you date her, Julian?
Probably not.
Come on.
I mean, she's pretty.
She's pretty,
but definitely wouldn't be like.
It wouldn't be your thing.
Just the hair and all that. It's just a lot. Yeah, it's a lot.
It looks like cotton candy. Is that just me, D? Is that just me?
Cotton that is a cotton candy umbrella color. Yes, actually.
Let me see if I can.
That's the new umbrella style.
There's she put a worm around it.
Oh, it's huge. It's like the front of her forearm.
That's a whole forearm. Yeah, that is her whole forearm. Hey, you got to be pretty good to do that too, right? You got
to get those lines so dead on straight that they still scan it. Yeah, you have to be pretty good to do that.
Okay, all right.
Because if you mess up and they get a little too close, then they won't even scan.
They won't even scan. Yeah.
I'd be mad if I
Exactly.
got it and then it didn't scan.
It didn't work. I'd
Yeah.
be fucking pissed. I'd be like, hey,
That's-
man, fucker don't
That's the
work.
She doesn't take care of that tattoo, it's not going to scan after like a couple years. You got to take good care of that baby.
Then I added a worm, which I don't know how to. Is based on a little drawing of my sister did. So she had a little family love to it. Drew explains the body art, which invokes the barcode theme. Oh, what is that?
Don't have a heart attack. Don't
die.
die.
Yeah, I'm going to have a heart attack. Barcode was functional, and even her ink guy had his reservation, so he wasn't too sure if it was going to work. I knew it was possible, couldn't work, as my artist was very open about it. The content creator explained. I tried the next day at work, and it did. So I was excited about it. In the clip, Drew can be seen taking her tat for the test run by scanning the code at the self-checkout. The scanner goes off, prompting the ink lover to whop out a triumph and points at the screen where it shows she's been charged for a 250 milliliter can of Red Bull. For everyone wondering, it's if my Red Bull barcode works. Yes, it does. It does work.
What flavor is it?
I think original? It's just a regular can. Oh. I think it is the regular. What's my next tattoo design? Snort said one, while another wrote, "Oh my God, this is genius." I don't know about genius. Would you say it's genius?
Since she's the first, I guess you could say that.
Yeah, I guess
she might be the first
person to get. She's not the first.
She probably can't
have a functional Red Bull tattoo
in Germany.
I mean, I'm going to go ahead and say probably not. This was a fluff piece.
Yeah.
This is not new things.
However, some critics claimed that it was quite short-sighted of her to get a permanent tattoo of something that would only work until they changed the barcode, which is probably not something they do normally.
Yeah, then I wonder how often they change it.
Yeah, that would be fucked
up.
Oh, it comes up as
change the formula and they change the barcode because the lot numbers are all different. Sorry, I work.
Now you're paying for a can of peas. It might be cheaper, right? It might be cheaper than.
No, it'll probably just not scan. Nothing would happen.
Yeah.
Sorry. Now you have
at least ride the high
until you glad?
Yeah, I get it. I mean, like, that's at least she's being it's being creative. I mean, doing that kind of tattoos. That's the thing I get with tattoos. You know what I mean? I feel like I get, like, some of you get them because they're meaningful. Like, they mean something to you. You know, that's why you got that tattoo. It's not like I just, went and got a tattoo, of a happy face or a smiley face on my arm just because I wanted to get a tattoo. I don't get that. You know what I mean? But if you're getting one because it has some sort of significant value of something that happened during your life, your daughter's name, your son's name, or a specific date, your parents' date or something like that, I get that. You know what I mean? But just like this, I don't get. I mean, this is just, I don't know. Who's it really convenient for? Her or the teller?
Both.
Well, she's going to self-checkout, so just her.
Oh, that's right.
There you go.
I don't. Do they have something? Dude, that'd be weird watching somebody at self-checkout just fucking doing this with their arm.
Like I said, it's like that guy with the rotisserie chicken shirt where he has that for Costco, where all you have to do is he'll say scan the shirt. He doesn't want the red light on his chicken.
That is just
this whole thing.
That is just weird.
He doesn't want the red light on his chicken
because he thinks it's gonna. I forget what he says it's supposed to cause, but he's afraid of it. So he's like, I do not scan the chicken. Like, he doesn't like it in the plastic bags either. Like how it's called.
Oh, that's right. He's the dude with the he's the guy with about the plastic.
He'll bring the trays, and he'll bring the plastic trays rather than the plastic bag. He's like, I want the tray, not the bag.
Yeah,
I bet that guy was a nightmare during the pandemic.
Oh, hell yeah, hell yeah. Hey man, I fuck. I don't know if it's just California. Maybe you can help me out here. I mean, are there still people walking around Wisconsin with masks on?
Sometimes.
Isn't it?
Depends, yeah.
You find that weird?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, I know like in places like China, it's very common that people will wear masks.
They wear them like all year before even the pandemic.
Yeah, so I think that it's something that maybe they like the idea of it, and it makes them, if it makes them feel safe, then it's like, all right, well, wear it.
Yeah, that's how I am too with it. I mean, if it, yes, I feel like you look stupid, but if, what are you going to do? You can't make someone, not wear it. If they feel comfortable wearing it and they feel safe, then, all the power to you, man.
I think it's cool if you're sick and you wear it when you're going to go out, then that's being kind, because really what it does is protects everyone else from you. So I think that that's like a good gesture. Like if someone comes in sick, you go to work or whatever, let's say you can't take that time off, you wear the mask to protect the people around you. That's a kind thing. I think it's a very like kind gesture. It's like very selfless.
Yeah, I think so, especially like in an environment where we work in that small room, with all those people. And if you are sick, yeah, man, put a mask on, dude. I get, yeah, right. I get it. It's not everybody can afford to take a day off.
Bless you.
Yeah, don't bless her. Don't bless her. Do you say God bless you?
If she was here, she would have wore a mask to protect.
Yeah. She put your mask on, D. Jesus
Christ.
Christ.
It wasn't even a sneeze.
Come on, Jesus.
My throat is dry. Sorry.
Jesus Christ. All right.
Let me just drink some of this. Oh, I need more beer. That'll fix it.
Go get yourself some more beer. And I don't know, man. I get what you're saying. I think it's important that if you're in a work environment like we are in a really small room with 8 people and you're sick, but you can't afford to miss a day's work, then put a mask on just out of respect for everybody else that's in there. But just like walking around the supermarket or at the store, doesn't it throw you off to still see people with masks on?
It definitely stands out. Stands out compared to like, I guess during COVID, you stood out more if you didn't wear it.
You didn't wear it.
Everyone was looking if you didn't wear it. Now everyone looks at you if you do wear it.
Yeah.
So it's like a completely different flip.
To me, I go back to that thing. Okay, what are they hiding? Like if I see it in the supermarket, I'm like, are they sick? Should they even be at the supermarket? Should they be touching my cereal boxes? Should they, I remember it got to the point where they were getting pissed off at people for grabbing things to read the back of the ingredients, and then putting it back on the shelf.
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus Christ, guys, man, you got to build immunities.
I also think that some people like the anonymity that it gives, like where it's like now, unless they really know your eyes, like they can't really know who you are, and you can kind of hide in a sense.
Yeah, because I mean, I worked in the Bay Area for a long time, so I've seen in the Bay Area, it's mostly Asian people that are wearing masks. Even before COVID, they would just wear them because they just, again, out of respect, I think maybe they did have a cold or didn't have a cold, or they just didn't want a cold. They want to pick up with anything during flu season. But yeah. Italy unveils its first sex room for prisoners. Before I get in the article, I'm going to ask D, do they have rights to have sex?
Here's my situation. I always have to do this.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily about the prisoner. It's about the prisoner's loved ones.
Yeah.
The loved ones are being punished because their asshole did something stupid.
You just said the key word there. You know what word you said? The asshole. One? The asshole.
Yes.
That's where I'm going. Your
partner does something dumb. Yeah, that really sucks. So they did something dumb that got them put in jail. However, does that mean you're going to either A, be unfaithful to that person for however long they're in prison, B, leave that person, or C, stay in the relationship and go get laid at jail occasionally? Is it gross? Probably.
All right, but do you think
gotta have options?
Yeah, I get where you're going with that, but do you feel that it's fair for someone that may have like a 25 or 35-year sentence or 50-year sentence now has had sex with someone and got that person pregnant? Now you have a child that's being born without a father or without a mother. Or well, the mother would be. Yeah, I don't take that. Yeah, the mother thing doesn't work, but you know what I'm saying.
I think it also depends on like what their charges are and how long they are from being released. Like I think there's more that goes into it. Like if someone's in there for life, like they're probably not going to be allowed
They're probably not
to
getting that.
visit
If they're
because
in
they
there
probably
for
killed
like
someone. Yeah.
right, if they're in there for 5, 8, 7, 7, 8, 10 years and have like the possibility of parole or house arrest at the end, sure, let them have some fun.
All right.
No
My
risk
mind,
and not violence.
the wheels in my mind are spinning. But didn't Charles Manson have children in prison?
I'm not sure.
I think he did. I think he has a
I'm
daughter.
gonna have to look that up, but I feel like that's true.
I think he has a daughter. So that's where I'm getting. And again, this is we're talking Italy. We're not talking the U.S. I think the U.S. is a little bit different when it comes to how they treat prisoners and sex rooms and all. What is it? Conjugal visits.
Yeah.
He has 3 sons.
Yeah. See, so there's 3 children that are out there. And granted, it's Charles Manson's kids, but you have 3 kids that are out there that grew up without a father. That's where I get going.
I mean, you have people that their father's not in prison that grow up without a father. I
went to go. Hey, I'm back. Damn, did 25 years to get that pack of cigarettes? Where the hell you been, man?
They're like, yeah, I had to smoke it too.
that milk is really sour by now, Dad. You've been gone for 10 years. That'd be fucked up too, where the dad does that and says, "Hey, I'll be back. I'm gonna go get some milk and cigarettes." Doesn't come back for 10 years. Decides to come back with a pack of cigarettes and some milk.
With that carton of milk that they bought 10 years ago. You still buy the milk and you just let it sit in there until you're ready to come back. And you're like, I tried,
man. Here's your cheese. That's where I go with this whole thing, is letting prisoners have conjugal visits. And I get it, I get your point where the burden is on the people that are outside of the prison. They're having to deal with the fact that their loved ones are in prison. But again, you mentioned something else. You have options. Do you get a divorce or, God forbid, if you got cheat, you got cheat.
Open relationship. He's probably in there getting some play. He's in there getting play, so I can't cheat,
I wasn't going to go there, but Julian went there. I'm a bad influence on Julian D. He went there. Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's a tricky situation. I think I'm old school. I just kind of feel like if you're in prison, I think you, like it was in the old days, you've lost your right to be a free citizen of the United States of America. You lost those rights because you've been incarcerated. I don't know. Maybe I'm just old school. Yeah, and I love how Italy. Italy. I get it. Maybe there's some what is that translation difference of how they said this, but the first sex room for prisoners, I'm sure it was a different. It sounded better in Italian, right, D? And it got translated in English. First sex room. They christened it on Friday. I do like. If I'm in prison and I know they're opening up this room, Julian, do you not want to be the first?
You want to be the first, but also like if you think about it, it's probably like a hotel. Like you're not gonna, by the time you get to it, you're probably like the 1,000th at least. And if it's Vegas, you might be fucking the 1,000,000th.
Oh man, I hope they're cleaning the sheets. I would go in there, physically ask for a blue light. Shut the lights off. I want to see where everything is on the sheets,
the bed. You want to see that. Then you look at the pillow you've been laying on all night and it's right there next to you,
and it looks like when inmate female partners were permitted to enter. So wait a minute here. Are they having...
They're having sex with each other? So they're back the bus up.
Oh, that kind of makes sense.
So what, you're taking your bunkie in there?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
I take back all these things I said. I should have read this article.
In them in there, or they're taking person from the
When an
female
inmate
prison
female
there,
partner
just
was
doing-
permitted to enter. So it sounds
Oh,
like
shut the front door.
I guess that's pretty good. I guess. I mean, now you're not getting, I don't want to say the word. I guess it might be a bad word on Facebook, but raped.
Yeah. Because you're going in there willingly.
I sign here. The exotic experience was successful. That the jail is already planning more conjugal visits. Oh God, dude. We can say that sort of experiment went well, and is the next few days there will be other meetings. Giuseppe, I don't want to even say his last name, Cafuro, whatever that Umbra, for prisoners' rights. Told see that's rights prisoner. I'm sorry, I know these are me and Dee are two separate
people.
opposites.
They're still human beings.
Yeah, I get that, but I think you've given up the rights and freedoms that you and I enjoy being outside of prison. I think you kind of should lose some of those things. Like it's been, if you get put in prison, you're not allowed to vote, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you lost some rights when you go into prison. So I think, having rights, I guess, yeah. I mean, not being beaten and all that other stuff. I get that, or raped or whatever, but, sexual conduct. We are happy because everything went smoothly, but it's necessary to maintain the maximum privacy to protect the people's involved. So I'm sure you have to sign in. Right, you got to sign in, so
sign here, your legal name,
and what again, we don't know. These are probably mid-level, low-level criminals. I'm sure they're not letting the dude that's in there for rape or
murder, yeah.
Or the Ted Bundys of the world, or some cannibal, that's they open the door again and he's eating her. No. The court January 24 ruling stated that the jailbirds should have the right to intimate with their spouses. Okay, so it's with their spouses or long-term partners. So I don't know what long-term partners mean. And I don't know what the amount
what's the status on that one?
Yeah, what is the limit? I don't know. Long-term partner, 10 years without prison guards keeping an eye on them. So I guess they got to do it before. Oh God, that would be a gross fucking job.
Having to clean up after that?
Yeah, I'm cleaning that shit up. Just having to sit there and watch somebody else have sex.
Oh, so somebody's watching.
Yeah, before they had to watch to make sure there wasn't nothing bad going on, or no one getting hurt or something. But that would have been weird.
Well, I'm sure there's probably cases out there where the inmate has killed their partner because of some disagreement they had while they were alone.
Yeah. Fuck that. Yeah. Without prison guards keeping an eye on them. It's also detailed that the pair must have access to the room they stay unlocked with the bed and toilets for up to 2 hours. They get 2 hours, D. 2 hours.
2 hours.
See, I knew that was going to get you 2 hours.
20 minutes. You got 20 minutes, and that's a lot.
What are you doing for the hour and 57 minutes that you have left?
Well, if it's the wife is visiting the husband, maybe the wife wants to cuddle a little bit before
Dude, I think
after.
I think if you've been in prison, cuddling's out. I don't think you're cuddling.
Well, it's either that or they're gonna go cuddle their bunkie after.
That is true. God, 2 hours. I guess they sit and talk for an hour and 57 minutes. I don't know.
So what is this? Was it as good as you remember when I was out?
Yeah, yeah. I can't cuddle because I gotta go cuddle with Jerome after that. Who's Jerome? Most European countries, such as France, Germany, Spain, and the Netherlands and Sweden, already follow this practice. So Italy was last to the show. Italy decided, hey, let's let these guys have their. I wonder what the room looks like.
Probably like a cell.
What do you think? Do you think it looks like a prison room, or do you think it looks like a hotel room?
Or like a hotel.
I think it looks like a prison
Yeah.
room.
Yeah. How would you like to turn those sheets, D?
I would like to wear bleach coated gloves and also a blindfold. No, thank you.
And what's the turnaround? If it's 2 hours, if you got 2 hours, what is the turnaround?
How often is that room being used? Is it that poor person that only has to clean that room once a day, or is that a 4-time-a-day job?
Well, it's probably like a housekeeper where they got like an hour, like they got what? So you check outs at like 10, 11 and check-ins at what, like 2, 3? So you got a couple hours to clean it out.
Get out. Get out.
No extension. You can't,
Ding, 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 ding.
yeah, you can't.
You want pillow? Ding, ding, ding,
No
ding.
late checkouts. No late checkouts.
You know, like, you want me to fluff your pillows? Oh man, can you imagine getting tricked in that job? Like, but yeah, I'll do that. You know, whatever. You know, it just says house cleaning on there. You get there, and all of a sudden, you're cleaning this room for fucking 12 hours a day.
And they might be into some freaky shit.
Really good pension for that job.
Yeah.
Retire really nicely for doing that job.
I don't know. Last year, the Italian parliament approved a law to improve conditions in prisons as they are notoriously overcrowded and experience a struggle in inmate suicides. Hey, if you can't do the crime, don't do the, or wait, if you can't do the time,
don't do the crime.
Don't do the crime. That's how I look at it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what are your thoughts? Did I get your thoughts on this?
Oh,
do you think inmates?
I think it depends. If they have good behavior and they're not in there for anything too serious, then I mean, I guess like I don't like I do agree that I think that if you did something so horrible that maybe you don't deserve to be having sex, but I mean if it's like tax evasion, you know, let him be with his wife, you know, let him be with his wife.
Yeah. I mean, you know, maybe in the lunchroom. I mean, I guess who knows? Maybe it was just getting crazy in the lunchroom. They just said, "Okay, we got to bring this into a private room." You know, you can't be just banging each other on the lunch table there in front of all the other kids and stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'm. Well, you know, visitation day. You know, they got all these people. Have you ever been to a prison on visitation?
I have.
I have too.
As a kid to visit my uncle who was in prison.
Yeah, it's not what it. Yeah, it's not what it seems like on TV.
On TV.
Yeah. I went to Folsom Prison to visit someone in there, and and at that time, I was told I had to go back. They wouldn't let me in because I was wearing blue jeans, and you can't go in wearing blue jeans because that's what they wear. So you can't have any clothes that they have on. So I had to drive back to Folsom, get some pair of khakis pants, and come back. And my wife couldn't get in because she had a wire in her bra. So she had to go to the bathroom and pull the wire out of her bra and throw it away so she can get in. So there's some weird rule. And then when you get in there, you realize you're in this huge room with like 100 different people, and you're sitting there waiting for that person to come out. It's a pretty scary feat. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if someone's going to snap or, now you're in there, you're fucked, if they want to take hostages, that's the perfect time to do it.
Yeah, but I'm sure if they're there, it's usually because someone's visiting them. So they're probably like more inclined to be on their best behavior.
Yeah. You'd think.
Yeah.
You'd think. I don't know. Yeah, I think you should get very little rights. I think we should go back to them breaking stones like they did back in the 30s, little chain and a ball.
Striped pajamas. Yeah,
doing work.
Sledgehammer, cracking rocks, just smashing rocks all day. No, I'm just kidding.
Building railroads.
Singing those songs.
Champagne.
You're terrible, D.
Oh my gosh. Blazing Saddles is one of those movies that will never get remade because it's so offensive. Julian, have you ever seen Blazing Saddles?
I have not.
Oh!
But I'll have to watch it now.
Which one?
Yes. Blazing Saddles?
Oh, Blazing Saddles. You have never seen Blazing Saddles?
No.
Uh,
It's
hold
like a
on.
rite of passage movie. How offensive? How much
Isn't that
offense
how
do
they spell
you
it?
take? Huh? Blazing Saddles? It's
Oh,
spelled like a
SH. There it is.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
All right, D, you ready?
Am I ready?
Yeah.
What am I doing?
You know what we're doing.
Oh no, are you busting out the karaoke right now?
You said.
Yes, I'm drunk enough for this. Let's do it.
All right. There you go, full screen.
I got a full screen too, so I can see.
Do I have to sing first? I can't remember who starts this song.
Yes, you do.
Oh,
you
it
start
is
the song.
right. It is. Yeah, it is Cooper. Right.
Bradley starts the song. I don't even know why I know the words of this song
Hey,
because I
do
hate
you want to
that
do
movie.
this?
Wait,
I don't even know
why
it.
have you
so
seen
I'll
this
let you guys
movie
take
and you've
it.
never seen The Notebook?
You don't know this song?
No.
You serious?
This movie
No.
has been remade 1,000,000 times.
Yeah. But the song, I mean, was
The
fucking
song is
played
new.
over. Yeah.
Over
Hey,
and over again.
we do not own the rights to Lady Gaga and Brady Cooper's song "A Star Is Born." Is a karaoke version, so I'm sure the tempo is not the same as the original song, and I don't think D or myself are going to sound either like one of the two. We're not profiting from this. No, we are not profiting from this. We're going to sing this song. You know what? We're going to sing this song, and Julian is going to do the reaction video of us singing this song and get his reaction. And Julian's never heard this song. It's amazing.
I don't believe so.
I can't believe that John knows this song and hasn't seen The Notebook, but he knows this song.
All right, baby.
Oh God.
All right, baby.
This song's been stuck in my head for a week.
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
All right. Tell me something, girl.
You gotta wait for it to tell you this part.
Yeah.
I
Tell
can't even
me
hear
something, girl. Are you happy in this modern world? I can't sing. Or do you need more? Is there something else you're searching for? I don't know. I'm falling. In all the good times, I find myself longing for change. I don't know.
This is awesome.
And in the bad times, I fear myself.
I can't hear the music part though. Tell me something, boy. Aren't you tired trying to fill that void? Or do you need more? Ain't it hard keeping it so hardcore? I'm falling.
Did I sing this part with you?
In all the good times, I find myself longing for change. And in the bad times, I fear myself. I'm off the deep end, watch as I dive in. I'll never meet the ground. Crash through the surface, why they can't hurt us. We're far from the shallow now.
In the shallow.
In the shallow.
All right, that's enough. As promised, we sung it. Your thoughts? How did we do, Julian?
All right, John, need to work on the pitch a little bit.
Yeah.
D, actually, you are a good singer. I was like, okay.
She kind of did a good job. She did a good job. And next week will be Julian's turn. Julian will pick a song.
Yeah.
Julian will pick a song.
Man.
All right, let me open up this 11 things privileged people say without realizing how out of touch they sound. Did you find this article, D?
No.
Or no?
What?
No, you did not. Good. You didn't read it. Good. I like that.
No, I did
like
not.
We all know at least one person who leads a privileged life. They seem totally out of touch with reality and constantly contradicting themselves, saying things like hard work is essential, and then telling you money isn't everything. And it can be hard for the average person to be around them and tolerate the kind of behavior, especially since they think they are nothing wrong. So, number one, what do you think the number one is that you hear a privileged person say to you?
Money doesn't buy happiness.
That's on there. That is on there, D.
I was going to say the exact same thing, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's the big one. I hate when people say that too. Money doesn't buy happiness. Fuck yeah, it does.
Yes, it does. It buys not stress. My bills are paid. My belly is full.
Yeah, shit. I don't have to fucking decide where I'm eating. I can eat what I want to eat and not have to, yeah. I work hard to get where I am. That is number one. And I hear that one a lot.
I think that it just depends on if that person actually did work hard to get to where they are.
Yeah, but a lot of times they didn't.
Yeah, a lot of times it was daddy's money or something. Yeah.
A lot of times they're nowhere near that. One misconception of privileged person will often have about themselves is that they went through a lot of hard times. Yeah, right. Hard work to get where they are today. It's not necessarily true that a privileged person isn't a hard worker or didn't have to apply some elbow grease to get to the places they are now. But glossing over all the things that made it easier for them to get where they are can feel downright rude when they downplay that. I hate that one. I worked hard to get where I am, and they didn't.
Yeah,
they did.
Well, it's also just a matter of perspective, though. Like someone that your problems are going to seem a lot bigger to you than whereas like someone that really struggled, they could be like, well, I had it a lot worse. So it's hard to gauge that because everyone feels like their own issues are the world and the biggest thing. So it's all a matter of perspective and where you fall within that.
Yeah. How about you, D? How many times have you heard that one?
If I had a nickel for every time that I heard that, I could probably also say that and be on the entitled list. I mean, everybody should say that they worked hard to get where they're at, but there are certain people that should not be saying that.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me fix this. I completely forgot. I apologize to everyone on Instagram that I forgot to do this. And I don't know what happened the first time, so you can't blame me because I did it and I had it all set up. So it should be popping up here. See, it's still not doing it. I don't know.
Damn, you suck. Figure your shit out.
Maybe I got blocked. Maybe I got blocked on there.
Did you
Maybe Instagram.
Put it on my Insta? I can put it on my Insta.
Yeah.
It says you're live.
On IG?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I don't see any I don't see it.
I mean, I'm not on IG, but it says that you're on IG.
I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it. Hold on. Yeah, it doesn't show me alive.
Recon. That's what I do.
All right. Yeah. Well, I don't know what's going on with IG. We'll have to figure that out. We're on the other platforms, but number 2 was the one you guys both suggested. Money can't buy happiness. If only this were true. Typically, people who have a lot of money tell you money can't buy happiness. They have so much money that they don't realize is quite literally buying them happiness.
Yeah. I don't know if it necessarily buys happiness, but maybe it calms a lot of the problems of life. So you can then again, it becomes into that matter of perspective when you don't have to worry about bills and what you're going to eat, where the next meal is going to come from, where you're going to get the money for something. Then your happiness has to come from other things. Whereas like happiness for a normal person could be, oh, my check was extra fat this week. All my bills are paid. I don't have to worry. And maybe I have enough to, hit McDonald's and get a little meal. And that's happiness right there,
Dude, that is happiness when that happens.
So it just like, it's a matter of perspective, like where you fall.
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, when you have that, like when people that say that money can't buy happiness, I'm like, I always want to say, like I always want to say to those people, well, all right, well, give me that Mercedes.
Yeah.
How's life
Right.
without the? Yeah, how
Fine, trade.
Yeah, like I'll give you my Honda Civic. Give me that, if you're not, yeah, here's my Honda Civic. Give me that fucking, that 550 SL,
Yeah.
Macbeth,
Right.
perfect, like Julian saying too. I mean, that's how we are. It's just like each week, it's just like, oh, I'm gonna have, you have like a couple extra hours at work, and it's like you already are thinking of what you can do with that extra money,
Yeah.
What you was gonna spend it on.
right?
I miss overtime pay. I hate
Yeah, you know what I
salary.
mean. You're already contemplating what you're going to purchase with that extra money, man, and you already got it figured out, and that's happiness because you have a little extra cash, and you're going to be able to buy something that maybe you couldn't buy before because you didn't have cash, extra cash. Instead, they assume the world is typical and everyone is experienced the same things, which isn't true. We're not all experienced the same thing, which is not. While money is not responsible for relationships and other little things in life that bring you joy, the level of stability it
Stability.
brings. Yeah, stability it brings can make you happier, and then someone living with a lot of stress and worries due to money troubles. Privileged people who are used to living without financial struggles just don't understand this. True.
Very true. Very true.
Very true.
Absolutely.
Number 3, we've all heard this one. My parents can help. My parents can help.
Oh, man, I wish my parents could help.
Again, we don't come from privilege.
Yeah.
People privileged and then have parents that are privileged. Privileged people often get there because they had a leg up, and often they came from their parents. If someone's first instinct is to get their parents involved in a situation that turns sticky for them, especially if it involves money, there's a good chance that they're privileged. They're used to getting what they want and letting someone else do all the hard work to get them there. Privileged people have relied on their parents their whole lives and know that they are the key to getting them out of any tough sport. True? Have you heard that one? Oh, my parents can help. My parents. I don't hear that one so much. I'm trying to picture like how they say it, that they've got, they don't say, oh, my parents helped.
I haven't heard that one specifically, but so like my one of my exes, she could go to school and she'd be like, oh, my parents would pay for it.
Yeah.
Her parents made really good money, and I was just like, I wish my parents could pay for school. My parents couldn't even help me with rent if I needed help right now,
Yeah, I don't mind that. Like if a parent is that's what you work for, right, D? I mean, is to make sure your kids can have a better life than you did. So, but if you can't afford to pay and still live your life and pay for your kids to go to school, great. That's perfect. But yeah. But if you can do that and as well, they still learn some value and still have to kind of work and do something, instead of just going to school. I think it's better for that person understanding that mom and dad is not always going to cover their ass.
Yeah. That's why I have friends that will work like 20 hours and they're okay with it, or not work at all. I have friends that don't work at all.
Yeah.
Because their dad makes so much money that it doesn't matter. Yeah, like if he wants something, his dad will just send it to his debit card and he has money, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Let me grab some bourbon here.
And he's driving a BMW to what's it called, Berkeley every day, like it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I had a friend in high school that got a trust fund since the age of 16.
Oh geez.
And he would get now again, this is the 80s. He would get $2,500 a month from this trust fund until he turned 18.
80s money, that's like $8,000.
Yeah. And granted, he started when he was 16. So he's from the age of 16 to 18, he got $2,500 a month. And when he turned 18, that jumped to $4,500 a month. and then kept going up until he's an adult. And it was to a certain point when he reached a certain age and he qualified. And I think he had to go to college and do a couple other things before he can actually fully access the trust fund without, a monthly
Without limits. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it was all, what was it? His grandfather, and it was tree money. There were, what do you call it? I forget what that term is for those people that cut trees down.
He was into like a lumberjack.
Yeah, they owned tree farms or whatever. The grandfather and up in
so they were just
Pacific
selling
Northwest.
Arboretum.
Loggers, logging family.
Oh,
They're
there
a logging family. Yeah, logging. So they're a lot of money. So that kid drove a Porsche to school when he was 17. Yeah, he was.
Yeah, I would have just. I mean, there'd be no reason not to go to school at that point.
No, you gotta go to school. Dude.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. There's no reason to not go to school.
Yeah.
You know?
You're gonna get more money. Yeah. He had to go to college. I know eventually at the, I don't know, it was in his 40s. He had to have certain things accomplished, college, and all this other stuff. So to get the full access, if he didn't go to college and just had a regular job, it stayed a monthly thing. But if he reached a certain age and was educated, went to college and got a degree, then he had full access to all the money. So there was no limits to what he could actually access all of it and just do what he wanted with it.
Yeah.
So, nuts, man. This one pisses me off, D. You ready?
Oh,
this one's going to piss
it.
Julian off. Just try harder.
Oh.
Just try harder.
I'm already working 40 hours.
Dude, I got to work 60? What do I got to do here?
I'm already working 60 hours. What do you want from me? Can you make more time in the day? Make the day longer, and I will put in more time.
Hell, add an extra 2 days to the week. What the hell? Fuck it, dude. Make the week 9 days.
But I still only get 2 of them off? No, I'm not okay with that.
No. Privileged people don't understand that you can't always work your way out of a bad situation, as they mostly had everything handed to them their whole lives. They assume, again, we're not shitting on people that have advantages. We're not.
That's good for you. I'm glad.
We're not shitting on people that have advantages.
No, we're not. Let me fix my camera.
We're not shitting people that
we're not shitting on people that have advantages. We're not. Great for you, and that's awesome. Just don't use these terms at us. Throwing these terms at us just
just normal folk.
Just pisses us off. I mean, more than anything. As they mostly had everything handed to them their whole lives, they assume all it takes is success, and overcoming it is a little bit like having work harder, a little more trying at your part. It's always your part. Maybe you need to try harder. Maybe, maybe if you get, I love this one. Have you looked into maybe working over the weekends? Try to find a job during. It's like, dude, my whole life has got to be about work or what, dude?
Yeah, I don't even have to work. I don't even work.
And this one, I want to get into this one because this one kind of ties into dating, and when you start dating someone and you start doing trips and stuff, now you have 2 people. We talked about this, right, D? About just having 2 people with 2 different incomes, and one might be more substantial than the other one, and then trying to work a vacation that not only works for both of you that you can afford, and instead of saying, hey, well, you know what, I'm going to Hawaii, I know you can afford it, but maybe we'll go to Cabo next time, but I'm going to Hawaii. That's got to be, I mean, I don't know,
rude.
Yeah, rude, but again, I mean, I don't want to sound like you're being like, what's the right word to use? I don't know, like self-absorbed, I guess. I mean, it's just, you have had a standard that you worked hard for, and you want, and I'm not just saying this is not just the guy, because it's today's world, it's a lot of times it's the opposite. It's the woman that's actually making a lot more money than the guy on this dating site. I knew I was
Where
going to
did you get that information?
Yes, yes.
So it's that they're
You're
both
watching
working,
too
but
much
one
Fox
makes more.
News.
Yeah. Now,
Okay.
you're in this relationship. You build it up to this relationship. You've gotten to that point where now you're going to start vacationing together. And it's got to be difficult coming up with, what's going to satisfy you, Julian, and what's going to satisfy your girlfriend. And you don't want to pay for the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
And now you have to try to lower your standards to make it efficient for her to afford it. And it might not be what you enjoy. It's like, like I said, I want to go to Hawaii. It's going to cost this. Can you come up with that money? No. Well, maybe we'll just go to Cabo next time, but I'm going to Hawaii and I'll see you in a week.
Cabo might be the same thing as Hawaii, though. I went to Cabo. It's expensive.
Yeah, it's expensive. There too. Yeah, expensive.
So is Hawaii. Yeah.
How do you? Let go, D. How do you handle that? I mean, what do you do? What do you even say?
I'm sorry, but I've been in this situation.
Yeah.
If I'm in a relationship with somebody and I make a significant amount less than they do, which I would, and
Yeah.
I do.
I find that hard to believe.
Unfortunately. Okay.
That's because D's with some high rollers. That's why there's some high rollers.
D
No,
dates,
it's because I'm a
D
woman
dates the
and
suit.
I don't make what dudes make.
D dates suits.
unfortunately.
They got to make at least 6 figures.
Yeah,
you know,
D.
6
They
foot
have
tall,
to be 6 foot
figures,
tall. They have to have
Six
piercing,
pack.
piercing blue eyes.
blonde hair,
Blonde.
everything. Got to be
or
perfect.
brown with like blonde streaks in it. I mean, kind of sound like Steph McFarlane a little.
I'll be right back. I got to go upstairs.
Yeah.
How did you know?
But it's that's why I wanted to tie some of these into relationships, because that's what this show's about. So we need to get back into relationships, but that's got to be tough, right? I mean, I've only been in this situation once, and it was difficult, and it was kind of like, well, this is what I want to do, and this is what I saved up for, and you do, like, where everyone, like, when you get to my age, it's about like, I want to do this and I'm saving up for this. Can you do this? If you can do this, I will go by myself.
Yeah, maybe it's like I mean, I guess if I made that much more than a part, maybe I'd offer, be like, I'll pay for your plane ticket, but then you worry about your expenses there. Like, if it's that big of a difference to where that $300 ticket or whatever it is isn't really going to hurt me, then it's like, okay, I want you to experience it. You pay for the rest of your stuff. I'll pay for you to get there.
Look at Julian throwing out knowledge there, D. For a
Nice,
young guy,
nice,
he
nice.
just threw out.
Smart. I'll tell you how it worked when I was dating the high roller. The one time.
The one high roller.
We took the kids to Disney in the Bahamas. I couldn't afford it. There was no freaking way I was going to afford to take my kids on this trip, but he wanted to take them, and I was paying half the bills, even though I was making 25% less. 25% of what he made. So quite a bit less. Yeah. And then he got a Disney credit card and just let me pay him back in increments. Like, just extra stuff for the kids goes on this credit card. He had good credit. We're just going to put all the stuff on this, and you can pay me back by paying the credit card off.
That's smart.
Not bad. That's smart.
That's not so bad.
I even have a friend that he lives with his girlfriend, and the way that they work out their bills and the rent is it's not 50-50. It's based off of what they're making. So
I heard people doing this.
A percentage. So because he makes more than her, so he made it to where he pays a little bit more of the bills, but it's like a equal amount percentage wise of her income that he's paying, in the sense, so that way it's a little more even. So it's like maybe 60-40 or 75.
That's
70-30,
smart. That's really smart. This is a really good lesson.
I take back all the shit I said about. I take back all the shit I said about Gen Z.
Yeah.
Julian is a smart cookie. I'm proud of you.
D, Gen Z's using math, man. Maybe we should pay attention to core math a little more.
Dude.
Well, I didn't have core math. I was right before.
Spreadsheets are not that hard. Spreadsheets are not that hard.
Core math was the year right after me. That's when it finished. Was my year. We were the last ones that had like algebra, geometry, I took statistics, stuff like
Yeah.
that. And after that, my year is when it went to math 1, math 2.
Oh, don't get me started on this thing that they tried to pull in San Francisco, which is just a joke. Maybe we'll talk. No, we don't do politics on the show. We're not going to talk about politics on the show.
That's fun.
Yeah, they wanted to. There would be no more Fs. So instead of a grade from 0 to 100, they were saying that they were going to go 0 or like 0 to 4. Or 0 or 1 to 4.
Oh damn!
So there would be preschool participation trophying these.
Pretty much. I am super absolutely proud of the parents in the Bay Area that stood up and said, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And fought the superintendent of the schools and said, "Absolutely no. You're not going to grade on homework anymore." They weren't going to grade on a whole bunch of things that we all had to go through. And because, diversity. So that person might not have had the ability to do the homework or have ability to get extra credit and all this stuff. So it was pretty ugly. So that's good because I think we did we talk a little bit about when moving in? It's like how to try to sit down because we had come up with a whole different one, but that theory that Julian just came up with, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
because you're going to have someone it's
just based off of what you guys are making.
Yeah, that's not bad. I like that idea because then we've always done all right, you pay the water bill. I pay the the utilities.
But then somebody ends up paying more always.
Yeah,
it's those things change, so it's like so that way you just take all the bills at once. Rent's probably fixed, but everything else is based off of how much you use it, and then you just put all that together, and everyone pays a percentage based on whatever, and then so that way it's like your extra money and stuff. You have an equal percentage of spending money, even though it's not the same amounts.
Yeah,
it's different, but it's an equal percentage.
I like that, and it makes things easier at the end of the month. You're not broke because you're paying some bills that you can't afford.
Yeah.
I
also think that finding someone that has similar spending habits to you, like
we talked about that one.
My friend doesn't like to spend money and go out to eat, and his girlfriend's okay with that.
Yeah,
and so they'll eat at home a lot of the time.
Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, no, you're right because that gets to the point too. Again, it goes back to where the guy is like, "Hey, when I do go out and eat, I want to be pampered." And where the other person is like, "Hey, I'm just happy to go to Chili's."
Or there's times they just split the meal. They split it instead of getting two.
That's the tough part. It's like when you have, you have a stand. And then again, if you think about it, like how many times do you go out to dinner? And there are people that like the times, like even when we had kids, it was like, okay, this day is special because it's me and her. What we're going to do is going to be a lot different than what we do with the kids. The kids is Chuck E. Cheese and fucking Johnny Carino's and someplace like that. But like when you go out on your own, I can imagine how difficult that could be when you're in a relationship with someone, but you want to pamper yourself once a month and you want to go to a 5-star restaurant and be pampered and have a $200-$300 tab just for yourself.
Yeah.
And now you have a partner and you're forcing her to either comply or, and be part of that experience with you, but she can't afford it. So you're putting a lot of pressure on that in your relationship and that person. So,
well, that's when you got to decide if you want it that bad, if you're going to be willing to pay for her or.
So maybe that's why the women are asking for your fucking 401k and your checking account. How long you been in a fucking job? Oh, that's sad. You shouldn't use money as an excuse not to do something. I love this one. It's just money. It's just money. Just do it. Don't worry about it. Go on that vacation. Fuck it. You'll pay for it later.
Yeah, fuck it. I won't have a place to live when I get back.
Dude, I know. It's just like, dude, fucking, you want to just slap that person, right, D?
My brain hurts just thinking about people that say shit like that. Yeah, my ex used to say shit like that. It's just money. We'll make it easy for you to say, bro.
Yeah, we will make it back, but then I'm behind the next month. And,
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
behind.
I'll make it back, but like, what do I got to go DoorDash now to go make it back?
Yeah, it's who cares about the 32% financing charge that's on there monthly that you have to pay for that fucking thing, dude. I've heard this one a lot. This one gets said a lot. I mean, I've had friends that just say that. It's just like, dude, it's just money. Or I love the other one where it's not on this list, but I don't know if you've heard it, Julian, because it's kind of an older one. But I know D has. It's people that say you can't take it with you. Have you heard that one?
Yeah, I can't take it with me, but I don't have nothing that's set aside anyway to take with me. So it's
right. So it's just like, well, hell yeah, if I can, I'm burying my shit with my money. My money's going with me.
I mean, there's times I'm 3-4 days away from payday. I got $5 in my account. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
My coworker offers to get me a free Red Bull. I'm like, yeah, I'll take the free Red Bull.
Hey Joe, yeah. Does anybody need anything? Yeah. Red Bull. No, this one gets me too, because I've been like down this road even earlier in my relationship and my marriage, where you buy your first house, and then you as even your first apartment, it's like, you want this, you want the cat, you want the stereo, you want the nice TV, you want this and that, and to have that friend sit there, it's like, dude, just buy it, don't worry about it, you worry about it later, worry about that down the road, See,
I got lucky. The apartment that I moved into, my roommates already had everything. They already had everything, so it's like I didn't have to worry about it, and they're girls, so I let them choose. I don't even worry about it.
Well, it's tough. Wait till you move into your first house or your first apartment by yourself, right, D? I mean, it's just like you got that one buddy. It's like, oh, dude, get that flat screen, dude. Fuck, go the 98-inch. Don't worry about it. Just get it. You pay for it later, dude.
Everyone's sitting on the floor in the living room. My room is going to be the only room that's furnished.
Dude, we had one couch, and of course the big Sony tube TV back then, that weighed like 400 pounds. But we had we had two couches. And the entertainment center, and which was just was one you had to put together. It was a piece of junk, and a TV and our bed and a table and two chairs, because it was just me and her. But it's like my buddy, remember those days, D? And you're just like, it's like, do I, and your buddy's like, who's single, has his own place. Like, oh yeah, dude, just fuck, dude. You see the new TVs? Yeah, I've seen the new TVs. Oh, go buy one, dude. Fuck this thing, man. Go get a flat screen, man. You pay for it later. And I was telling Julian the one that it's the old saying, you can't take it with you. When I hear that one, it really pisses me off. Oh, you can't take it with you. Don't worry about it. Just spend it. You can't hear you, D.
Hear you.
Which is good, but we can't hear you. There you go. Hey.
Oh my gosh, I can't even remember what I said. I mean, you can't. Oh, that's what I said. You can't take it with you, but that's an infuriating thing to hear.
Yeah, it is. I hate that one. Try going on vacation to clear your head. How many times have you heard that one?
Well, because that's a free thing. I could just go do that. Okay, let me just pull this money out of my butthole. Vacation.
It's just you shut up, Brandon. You're a single guy, Brandon. You're a single guy.
Just throw it on a credit card, he says.
Yeah, we miss Brandon. We need to get Brandon on the show. Brandon's a chicken. Fuck it, just throw it out. Yeah, see, but that's the thing, that when you hear someone that has privilege and that like they know they can pay that bill off at the end of the month, that's different than you and I when we go buy something and we're hoping that we can pay it off in 6 months, or a year.
You're gonna get some interest unless you get lucky and it's like no interest for 6 months. Then that's when I'll get something. I'm like, all right, I can afford the $100 payment every month or something like that.
Gee, boy, I hope the credit card company doesn't put a lien on my house. That's the situation I live in.
No, I don't live there. And the answer is no, I don't live there anymore. No, I never heard of this person. Who are you looking for again? No, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that person in. When's the last time you got a payment? Yeah, 6 months ago. No, I've heard this one all the time, and that's like for me, I always want to say, what, the park? Where you want me to go?
Right.
Like even a drive to Monterey or something, I gotta buy the gas. Like it's a full tank.
you start adding it up, even just like day trip, like Julian's saying, just a day trip. It's a couple $100.
At least 60 to 80 bucks in gas, and then you got to eat. So unless you're packing sandwiches from home,
yeah,
Yeah.
nothing like being on vacation having a cold peanut butter and jelly sandwich, dude.
Out of the ice chest,
Yeah.
Out of your ice chest.
Living at large.
We don't have wine, but we have vintage bottled water. It was bottled in 2020. Bottled in 2000.
I was able to steal this bottle from my roommates, actually. So it's, we're drinking for free today.
Yeah, I got to replace these by the time we get home. So we need to stop at the store so I can get some Aquafina and put it back in the refrigerator. Yeah, those people make me sick to my stomach. And I get those people that are just like, hey, or they're like, oh, you're having a bad, you're having a bad week at work and you're having a bad week at home. And it's just like, oh, just pack up and, just go, just take off. Don't even, and a lot of times is don't even make plans. It's just go, make a reservation. Yeah. Yeah. Just go and show, it's like, dude, it doesn't work that way.
I had to save up for weeks in advance and plan all this shit.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That's why I'm lucky when I go with
my
my
whole
friends.
second job to plan a getaway. Oof.
Yeah.
Going with friends and splitting it is the only way that I'm able to go on vacation.
Oh yeah,
stuff, because we'll do 6 guys to Airbnb each, but each person has to pay like 50 to 80 bucks a night, and it's cheap.
That's the way to do it. I mean, even the hiking group that my cousin belongs to, that they went to Yellowstone for a week, and that's what they did. Everybody pitched in for what do you call it, B&B or whatever, and so it's just a little cheaper for everyone, and it was everyone could afford to fly over there. I think they're driving, but drive over there. And then, to see Yellowstone, it takes like 4 or 5 days. It's such a huge park. So they have like a B&B here, a B&B here. Then they drive another 2-3 hours to the other side of the park, and then 2-3 hours. So that's the only way to do it. Yeah. I mean, unless you're, Jesus Christ, just going to fucking Disneyland. Jesus, I was like, I saw this post the other day, a family of 3, the mom, the dad, and the son. And the dude was spending close to $3,000 a day.
Jeez.
At Disneyland, dude.
They're living lavish.
Sounds about right.
They have to be living good. Though.
He was pissed. That's what the whole article was about. It's like, oh my God, what the hell's going on here? I have to spend almost $3,000 per day to be at Disneyland.
Well, it depends what you're getting, where you're staying.
They're staying in Disneyland hotel. They're probably eating in the park. Yeah.
Okay, then that's what I'm saying. They're living it up.
Yeah, they're living it up. But fuck, you're gonna pay for that Disneyland trip for the next 15 fucking years.
Yep. Yep.
Here you go. Ready, D? If you don't want to work, just take the day off. Just take it off.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Dude, if I hear someone say that to me, I'm fucking slapping them in the face, dude.
Yeah. Unless I got
I'll tell you what, I'll take the day off and you can work it for me.
Hell yeah. Just take it off. Yeah, Julie.
All right, you work it for me. You're gonna cover,
hey,
right?
Joe, you know what? I'm just not feeling it today, Joe. I'm gonna take the day off, man.
That's why even like when I take a day off, I'm like, oh, can I work
another day?
Can I work another shift or a different day?
I was always that guy. Like even like I don't so much anymore, but before, you'd have a lot of amount of vacation time, and you wanted to kind of keep that vacation time together because you wanted to take it in the whole thing, like a whole week. So I was always in the beginning of working. I would always try, hey, Julian, you work Saturday. You want to work for me on Monday? I work for you on Saturday, so I can have. I would do shit like that, right? Remember doing that? It's like swapping days with people, just because you didn't want to use a vacation day.
Or like me and Bob, where he's like, like, can we switch and you work the swing, and I'll work the morning so I could do this thing.
Right? Yeah. That's one. If someone is financially privileged, they're in a good chance they have a position high on the corporate ladder, which grants them some major flexibility. Yes, it does. If they don't want to show up for work, they just won't. and there will be no repercussions. Most workers can't do this. A day off of work is a big deal. You think about a day off of work and you start adding up how much you're losing.
Yeah.
That's the first thing that goes in my, how much money did I lose today not going to work?
That's why if it's like for me, it's one of my 8-hour shifts. I hate losing one of those. But if it's like a 6-hour, I'm like,
why? I'm the same way, but I don't understand that math though. I know it's only 2 hours difference, and it's just like, why does it feel okay to miss 6 and not 8?
Because those 2 extra hours, man, that'll really kill you. Like that's like, oh man, like you're really twisting my arm here.
Dude, that is too funny because I do the same thing. It's like, oh, if I miss a day, I'd rather miss the 6-hour day than the 8-hour day. Yeah, dude, I know, Brandon. I know you guys, Brandon, you go every year, I think, right? You guys go every year for a couple days. So I can imagine what you guys are spending at Disneyland every year. For like, you guys go like 3 or 4 days or something like that, Brandon. So I know back in the day, me, Katrina, and the 3 kids, it was $100 back then per adult, and I think $75 per child every day.
Ooh, just to get inflation on that.
Just to get in the park. And then, what we used to do is we always told the kids, you're getting 1 meal in the park. You decide when you want it. Do you want it to be lunch or dinner? But you're only eating in the park one time. Because I'm not spending $11 on a churro. 1 churro, $11. There's no way. Yeah, there's no way. The whole family probably cost, $7K easy. It's nuts. That's why we used to tell them, you guys pick when you want to do it. You want to eat lunch there, or do you want to eat dinner there? But you're only going to eat there once. And I'm not buying an $8 bottle of water, and I'm not buying a $9 fucking soda. It's just not going to happen, dude. Yeah. We're sneaking that soda in there, D. We're sneaking it in there. That's never happened to me. I love that one. How many times have you heard, oh, that's never happened to me? You're privileged when you say that. Like, I was late. Yeah, I was late on my utility bill. And if that motherfucker looks me straight in the eyes and says, that's never happened to me, I want to punch him in the face.
Right. Who's paying your bills for you then? It must be nice.
Yeah, I'm late. I didn't make that. I couldn't pay that bill. Oh, that's never happened to me. No shit, fucker. Why try to fix it when you could just replace it? Go. I know you heard this one, Julian.
It only depends on if it's your car, you gotta fix it. You know what I mean? But if it's something like some things are cheaper just to replace because you might end up putting money into that fix. It doesn't even fix it.
Yeah, with your car, it's a little different. Yeah, there are certain things that you can do yourself. I mean, honest to God, you could probably do an oil change yourself.
I do my own oil. I do my own brakes, my own rotors. Okay, yeah, I know how to do very, very much
basic.
If it's anything too complex, then I can't.
Right? Yeah. I mean, you don't know how to reprogram the computer or set the alignment, or maybe even take a door panel off to fix.
Well, but I'm lucky that at least my dad knows how to do body work and my brother knows how to work on engines. So I just have to take it over to them. But getting it over to them's the hard part. Yeah.
And now Dee understands this one as a homeowner. When we hear this, it really pisses us off because we patch everything. Everything's patched. You need a new sink. You need a new. No, can I just put some caulking around the seal there and get away with it for a little bit? Yeah.
Are you sure? Can't I just? Are you sure?
I'm not replacing that. That sink's only 40 years old. It should last. What do you mean?
Can't I just go buy a $200 one at Home Depot and watch a YouTube video or 5?
Yeah, I remember there one thing I didn't care. I didn't care how much it cost extra, and I wasn't going to just fix it. And I wanted to get rid of them from day one. And it's only because I'm a tall fucking guy. But I don't know if you remember what the toilets looked like in the 70s. They were like really low. So like people my size going that far down to sit is a pain in the ass. So they used to have these really low toilets. And they're like they're literally like down here.
Oh shit.
And you sit when my knees would be like, yeah, my knees are like this. I was like, okay, I need a tall toilet. I need tall toilets, dude.
You're all sitting on them at Home Depot, like this one. I like this one.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. So that was gone. But yeah, I mean, I'm that guy. I don't know if it's just because I'm cheap but like I'll keep something until it's done, literally done.
I have holes in it.
Yeah,
everything.
no, not my underwear. Underwear get replaced every 6 to 8 months. That's a given. Those need to be replaced. But like fucking, dishwashers, refrigerators, stoves, stuff like that. I'm going to use it until it's done, dude. Like it's because you
Is
just
it unrepairable? Fine,
Yeah.
I'll replace it because
Yeah.
it's easier to. I would rather pay $150 to $300 to fix a functioning refrigerator than replace it for
I did the same thing.
$2,500.
Right. I did the same thing, D. I was like, well, what does it need to be fixed? Is it, it's about $125. And when my head, and then another 80 for labor, I'm like, in my head, that's cheaper than a $2,500 refrigerator.
Yeah.
And the newer ones are going to go out faster too anyway.
Yeah, they're going to go out fast. And like, you know how long I kept fixing my dryer. I should have bought a new dryer. I finally did buy a new dryer and washing machine, but man, if a part went out, I got that part fixed. Yeah, I was like, no, dude, it still works. It just won't spin anymore. It just needs a new chip. Put the chip in. How much is it? Well, the whole board's $200. I'm like, okay, well, a new washing machine.
A new dryer is like
just fucking fix it, dude. I'm done. But when I hear people say that, it's like, oh yeah, well, it must be nice. It must be nice.
Oh, you're gonna fund that for me? Because
hey, you want to get me a new? Hey, I always wanted a refrigerator I could check my Facebook status on. If you want to buy me one, go ahead, dude. Fuck.
I just want a fridge that tells me.
All right, I saw something weird the other day. I wanted to get your guys' thought on this because it was just weird. All right, it's in the bathroom and it's a mirror in the bathroom that you can access your Facebook and it comes up on the screen. Your Facebook, Instagram. You can check the news in the bathroom mirror, the big one, by the sink. And you just kind of click on it and, the Facebook pops up. You can read it as you're doing your makeup or, whatever.
Question for you. Are you not getting out of the shower naked? Because that Facebook camera is recording you naked.
There's no camera in them. There's no camera in them. I don't think there's there's no camera on it.
There's no camera that you know of.
I know of.
Meta needs that data. Meta needs the data.
Are you in the shower right now? Did you just get out of the shower?
Are you in the shower? What shampoo are you
in the shower?
It's all below average length.
Yeah. Hey, shrinkage, baby. I just got out of the shower, man. Give me a break. Fucking Facebook. It's cold. Fuck, dude. The air conditioner's on. What do you want me to tell you?
A very hot shower, though, John.
I mean, would you buy one?
No.
Would you buy the one on the refrigerator?
No. If it could tell me that I'm low on bread, yes.
I like that feature. Yes. Yeah, I do like that feature.
Hello, you're out of bread.
Yeah, I like. Okay, I don't know if all of them do this but the one that you can see inside without opening the door, I think that's fucking brilliant. I think that is brilliant.
Yeah.
It depends how often you use it. Depends how often you use it.
Like, hey, do I have milk? Boom, click it.
Because I eat like the same things every week. So like when I'm running low on something, I know what I'm low on. Like I know I need this or I need that.
Do you need the camera inside the refrigerator?
Probably not.
But it'd be kind of cool if you're at the store, right, D? If you're at the store, you're not sure if you have enough milk.
Check it from your phone and see.
It would have been really cool when my kids were younger and like, those preteen, teenage years. That would have been really cool. Who's eating all my snacks? Busted.
Kevin is working, Becky. He is working. No, Becky, he's snow globing you. He's snow globing you. No, mine's not making crackly sounds, is it?
It is. I thought it was just my headphones, but it is making crackly noises.
Is it still? Hello, darkness.
I don't know.
I still hear it.
I've
Yeah,
come to talk with you again.
That's
Is
D.
that on the
I think it might be
karaoke app?
D.
It's D. D's making
Maybe
crack.
it's me. I'm making craggy noise.
Maybe it's me. Yeah, no, I would like that. There's certain things that I think are fucking amazing that we have today that would have been great having as a kid. And I think being able to see inside my refrigerator and knowing like at the store, hey, I'm low on milk or bread or butter. I think that'd be fucking pretty cool.
Well, as a kid, you weren't the one buying those things.
That is true. I wasn't buying that shit. Yeah.
Your mama was doing
it. Mama. It doesn't matter how much it costs. How about that one? Becky, we're talking about 11 things. What was the actual title of the thing?
It's like privileged or entitled people.
Yeah. We're talking. Where's 11 things privileged people say without realizing how out of touch they sound. And we are number 9 or something like that. You piece of crap.
Yeah, no noise, D.
No noise. It's muted, still making that noise. Oh, that's weird. I don't know what's making that noise. So, because everything
It might just be me.
No, I think she's asking. Yeah, it is her. Yeah, I think it's her. It is her. Yeah.
It is D.
I'm sorry. I don't know why.
Because ours is automatic. Do you have the echo cancellation check? Do you have the reduced mic background noise check? And do you have automatic adjustment mic volume? We'll figure that out. Where was I up? It doesn't matter how much it costs. Similar privileged people will often say it doesn't really matter how much it costs. Something costs. Instead, they'll think that it makes you happy or makes your life better in some way. You should just buy it.
It might be true for some things. If it's like something that'll like
just like
improve
food,
your life, yeah, like But I think that like if it's something that is more of a want, then it's like at that point you kind of do have to decide. If it's a need, then it's like okay, like fuck, I need this, so I have to.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That need want, dude. I hated that thing. That was like something I was taught when we were younger, and then you move out and you're by yourself, and you get taught that what do you want and what you need are two different things. You know?
I need to eat. I need to have a running car so I can get to work. But I want a PlayStation or I want a TV, but I don't need a TV.
Yeah,
because I could just use my phone and watch TV.
Yeah, you guys. Yeah, you know what? You guys are just that way, Gen Z. We're gonna jump right into the Gen Z thing here. Let me open that up and make sure I'm ready to go now because we only have like 20 minutes left.
I don't need a Netflix subscription. That's why I use my sister's or someone else's.
Yeah, no. Gen Z, we're being fired. Why Gen Z employers are being fired? All right, that was the typo, I think. Yeah, no, you guys are good about that. Like, and it's weird, like when I talk to you guys at work, and it's just like when I go, well, have you seen this show? And you're just like, a lot of you guys are like, I don't watch TV because you have a specific thing you're going to watch. Period. That's the time that you want to spend. That you have free time. You're not like we were, where we were like on 8 o'clock, the Cosby Show's on, 9 o'clock, this show's on.
A lot of people my age do social media now. So it's like, it's a lot of social media rather than, so it's not like we're watching TV shows to bond with people. It's like, oh, did you see this thing on TikTok or did you see this thing on Instagram? So it's more stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little different than us, right? I mean, D, we had like a schedule, like we knew we had to be home at 8 o'clock because that's what time the show came on, so we were home there. But these guys, like when I talk to them, they like a majority of them don't watch TV, like regular cable TV. It's just like they use their time that they have free to watch what they really, really want to watch. And they don't care what time it is, whether it's
because everything's on demand basically now.
Yeah, everything's on demand.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of like how you guys had the on demand where you guys could watch things at certain times.
Yeah.
Where now it's like streaming services are technically just on demand. Like, and it just depends on if you have the right streaming service to watch what you want.
gosh, remember Roku?
Yeah, Roku. I
You
still
used
have
to
Roku.
record the show. You
Yeah.
still have, or wait,
Well, it's
what
on.
was it?
Roku's
The
on both of
no,
these two
no. What am I
TVs.
thinking? TiVo,
Oh,
TiVo. That's what I'm thinking
TiVo.
of. Boop, boop, where you could record your shows live so that you
Yeah,
didn't miss them. That was
yeah,
the beginning of the end
yeah.
for that whole situation.
All right. Why Gen Z employees are being fired early. Gen Z born between 1997 and 2012. It's making its way into the workforce, but the results have been mixed, according to a report by the education and career advisory platform. Intelligent challenges with Gen Z employees are prompting many employers to rethink hiring strategies. The survey of nearly 1,000 hiring managers revealed that 1 in 6 employees hesitate to hire Gen Z workers, citing concerns over their reputation of being entitled and easily offended. I don't find you entitled or easily offended.
Well, I think that also it's based on what I learned as a kid on like how to work and stuff. I think that I was taught a lot of like hard work stuff. I was taught a lot of hard work.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, you're right. It comes down to how your parents raised you. If you were one of those kids that, like, just like got pampered and got a trophy for coming in last place, and always told that you're great, and mom and dad's always going to be there to take care of you.
I was never handed anything, and I got kicked out very young.
Yeah,
so
I would have kicked you out too.
Yeah, so I had to learn how to budget, and I had to be independent. I had to learn that at 20 years old. That my mom and dad were not going to help me.
No. So what does it mean for job markets and futures of our working world? Let's explore. Click the gallery to get started. You may also like. No, I don't want to like.
Are you sure?
I'm sure if there's some.
You may also like.
September. September publisher survey from intelligent.com revealed that 60% of employers have already let go of a Gen Z hire within months of hiring. The reason behind these terminations highlighted the complex dynamics between workplace experiences and shift-generated values.
I would say a lot of our Gen Z people that we work with do not want to work. They call in a lot of that, the call-ins, and
they may be watching, so prepare yourself for what I got to say. Okay. One thing that I have noticed, and it's not just at where we work, but also other Gen Zers, payday is like this immaculate thing. It's like they get that check, and then it's like, I could take 2 days off.
Yeah.
I don't get that. Right? But then the audacity to complain that you don't have any money, that you're
not
broke
enough hours, not enough hours.
Cute.
And it's just like, well, wait a minute, look at the big picture here. Why are you broke? Why do you not have money? Are you not budgeting properly? Are you overspending? Are you over? Are you not showing up to work? Are you taking days off? There, you have to look at all those things in the big picture. It's just like, this is my lifestyle. This is what I have. And this is what I like. This is what I enjoy. This is what I like to eat. This is what I want to be able to drink. Now, what do I have to do to achieve those things? And if you figured that out, great. But then if you figured that out and then you like, oh, I got paid, yay, fuck yeah, go cash that check. And
next at the bar on one night.
You're broke. And I'm not sure, you're gonna have to answer me this question, because I don't talk to like people even at work or anywhere else, is like how they go about cashing their check. So what I've noticed is, like, I don't know if it's the same over there, D, or not, but like a lot of Gen Zs use like check cashing places, or go to Walmart and cash their check, or a supermarket and cash their check. Like, they don't have accounts. They don't have bank accounts.
I've had a bank account since I was 16, 17 when I got my first job, so I had to. But usually so that way I get my money right away. I go cash it first and then I deposit.
So but you're cashing it in
at a bank, yeah. So I don't lose anything,
right?
But I just want it now. I don't want to have to wait for it to clear, so I go cash it and then I just go right to the ATM and put it in, and then and then it all goes to bills anyway. So it's like,
oh, I see what you're saying. So you physically go into the bank, cash your check, then take the money and put it back in at the ATM.
Yeah, just because if you just deposit,
that's crazy.
Well, if you deposit the check, then there's a hold. So then I'm having to wait a couple days for my money, and rent's due. Or I already put rent on my credit card. I need to pay off my credit card now.
Okay, all right, I see. But did you go down that road, D? You didn't go to like a supermarket to cash your check?
There was a moment in my life where I had to go cash my check at a Check and Go. Yeah, sure. But I don't know if it's a generational thing. I mean, clearly it's not, Julian, if you're having to go and cash your check. But from my experience, at least recently in the last 15 years, most companies require you to have a bank account to deposit into.
Yeah, direct deposit would be good. But where we work, we don't have
so much cheaper for the company. Yeah, you don't have direct deposit.
If we had direct deposit, it would be a lot better.
Yeah, it would be a lot better.
So I think what it is,
of the 1990s,
there's a lot of people that don't have bank accounts where we live.
Yeah,
or where we work.
There's a lot of people that don't have bank accounts. Employers cited several reasons for early dismissal of Gen Z hires, with the lack of motivation, poor communication skills, and unprofessional behavior topping the list.
Oh, yeah.
I wish we did have direct deposit, though.
Yeah, me too.
It'd make it
How do
a
you
lot
not
easier.
have direct deposit? Was your company formed in Europe in 1972?
1968.
I don't know. I just think a lot of them
even worse.
Yeah. I think it's two. I think a lot of times it's a corporation or a company that is been financially involved with a certain bank for a long period of time. That bank might not have it, or it's offered, but it's cost
deposit.
It costs you money. It costs money to do that. Your corporation pays extra for the bank.
Yeah, and they get a tax write-off for that extra.
Yeah.
So that's
all right. Don't get me and Julian in trouble, will you? Okay.
I'll call your boss. I'm on LinkedIn.
What are your thoughts on those? Lack of motivation, poor communication skills, and unprofessional behavior topping the list. I don't necessarily agree with the unprofessional behavior. Maybe just because where I work, everyone's been, your age group's been the behavior, it fits the room, I guess, Yeah. I think it's cool.
Because we're all kind of immature.
We're all a little
different. It's a little different.
We love a good. Everybody loves a good joke. How about you, Dee? Do you think those three things are represent the Gen Zer? The lack of motivation, poor communication skills, and unprofessional behavior.
That's embodied by many different generations.
Yeah, the unprofessional one.
Their 50s that have that same sense of.
I think Gen Z is. I don't know if it's just
notorious for it. Yes, but however,
I think
Gen
they're
Z is still a bunch of children. I'm sorry, but yes.
Yeah.
I remember being in my 20s and being a moron and not showing up for retail jobs and being like, I'll just get another one tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's not smart.
For me, I don't like unprofessional behavior. I think they're that generation that is more cautious about the unprofessional behavior, say, than the Gen X or the millennial. Wouldn't you say that? Because they're the generation that was, hey, can I kiss you? Can I touch you? Can I put my arm around you? They're more of that, the social norms that are, to protect themselves.
It's a case-by-case basis.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it might be. Yeah.
General vicinity of, ages 50s and to 30s, like I said, or late 20s. And it varies. It depends on the person. Yeah. I have people in their 20s that work really hard. I have people in their 50s that call in for stupid shit.
Yeah. I can't wait to do that kind of stuff.
I blew my back out
You can.
Day
That's
off.
close. That's close, dude. Nearly half of the employers reported that these young workers struggled with innovation, while 46% flagged issues with professionalism. More than 1/5, 21%, reported that recent college graduates often can't manage the workload, and about 20% say they are often late to start work. I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to that one.
About them being late to start work. Yeah, I've been late a couple times.
No, Julian.
That's because I just went out and I partied a little too hard.
I get to work with Julian 1 hour a week. That's the only time I get to see Julian.
Yeah.
No.
I see you at night.
I see you at night.
You.
Yeah.
Monday through Wednesday, I see you.
Yeah, that's right.
Sunday morning,
Yeah.
usually if I go out that Saturday, there's
There's
a chance that I'm late.
a good chance. What do you say on those flagged issues with professionalism? More than 1/5, 21% report that recent college graduates often can't manage the workload, and about 20% say they often are late to work.
I feel like there should be some leniency about effectiveness to on-timedness to work, because there are varying factors. You give yourself 30 minutes to get to work, but construction and that guy in the BMW that didn't know how to drive, and now there's a pile up on the 94. Like, shit happens. You have to
You
give
ready? You ready for this, D? You ready for this?
Do it.
Julian, what time does John get to work?
Oh, John's at work 30 minutes, or I would say 20 minutes at minimum to an hour early every day. More likely, I would say 40 is more the average of like how long he's like early to work.
Bro, you okay?
If you're on time, you're late. That's what my dad used to say. If you're on time, you're late.
Maybe
And
because I
again,
have a hybrid
all those
situation.
things that you just pointed out are the reason why I leave so early, because I don't know what 99 looks like when I leave. I don't know if there's an accident. I don't know if I'm going to have to go a different route.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to get a blowout. I don't know if my car's going to stall and die. I want to leave myself enough room to where I can still make a phone call, get somebody, a tow truck there, get myself to work, and still be on time. That's just me. I know not everybody's like that, but that's just how I am. And that's how I was just raised to be.
Yeah, most of the time John's just out there hitting his vape.
Yeah, I'll just chill out. I'll go in the room and give them shit for about 10, 15 minutes and then go back outside.
Nicotine time.
Yeah, I gotta go get some of my nick in me. Pure communication skills, 39%. I this one I don't agree with, because I work with a lot of them, and I think a lot of the, like Julian and Bertha, and I think Ray is another Gen Zer. Jason, Jamil. I think they all have very good community. They look you in the face. See, those are things like, these are Gen X and millennial things, right? I mean, look me in the face when you talk to me. Shake my hand. Make me feel like we are. You hear what I'm saying. We're communicating. So
yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Well, that's because my dad would be yelling at me, and he'd be like, "You need to look at me in the eye." Yeah, he'd grab me and be like, "You need to look me in the eye when I'm talking to you."
Good.
I'm like, all right, I guess I'll look you in the eye.
Oh, let me ask you this one, because this one comes up. It's 38%. Difficulty receiving feedback. 38%.
I think that depends on the person. I personally do like feedback, because, like, especially like, say, my supervisor days, I would tell them, tell me what I'm doing wrong, so that way I can fix it. Because if not, then I'm going to continue doing the same thing, and then you're just going to be upset. I'd rather you tell me than when I leave, you're like, oh, fuck, he did this. And blah, 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 I don't like how he does this. Just tell me, so that way I can fix it, and then it makes it easier. I won't do that anymore. I'll fix it and change it to the way that it needs to be done.
Yeah. That one, I think, applies to all of us. I think there's just, if you're that person, it just doesn't matter. If you're that person that can't take feedback, it doesn't matter whether you're a boomer or Gen Xer or a millennial, you're going to be a dick.
Yep. Then you just suck. You suck as a person. Sorry, not sorry.
What do you mean I'm doing it wrong?
You're doing it wrong. I told you how to do it. Do it that way.
Problem solving abilities. 34% say that seems to be Gen Z's problem.
I think it depends. Like, because you know what, my friend told me this, and because he just recently graduated and became a math teacher, and he made me look at math a different way. And he's like, the problem solving skills that you get from math is unparalleled to any subject that you learn. And a lot of kids nowadays now you're only required to take 2 years of math,
right?
You know, so I think with where my age is, it kind of ends because now they only need 2 years of math. You're not really seeing them take on the math, so their problem solving skills are going down.
Yeah, no, you're right. I think math is and people like, oh, why do you need? And the other one is history. It's like, well, I don't understand why we need to have history. And I'm like, well, history is not just learning what your country came from and all that other stuff, but it also now not so much. But like for me and D, like you had to go get a textbook. You had to do the research to find that information. So history taught you not just about the history of your country, but how to find that information. And again, problem solving, I think, yeah, that's difficult when it comes to this new generation. It's just quick to open your phone and just ask Google. We do it all the time at work.
Yeah, it's a lot easier, especially when the person's back there. You're just like, hey, fact check.
Yeah. And it's just, I love, like, Cook won't Google something. He will sit there for a half hour. He's a boomer, D, but he will actually sit back there for 40 minutes trying to figure something out without having to Google it, because he doesn't want to Google. He wants to keep using his mind, and he does he does the ABC thing.
Yeah.
Where he'll go A, B, C, and he tried to remember the name of a movie by going through the alphabet. So yeah, and I'm like, dude, just Google it. I'm sitting there, I'm the Gen X. I'm like, just fucking Google it, man. Damn it, I need to know.
I'm the same way though. I'll be like, what's the guy? What's the name of the movie what's a movie, or what's the name of the actor? And I'll go through my head, be like, okay, this is a movie he's been in. This is the movie he's been in, and it's a trivia thing.
Dude, I do the same thing, and I'm even quoting the guy's fucking lines in the movie, but I still can't get the fucking name, dude. I hate that, dude. I'm saying his line, dude, and I'm picturing his face saying the line, and I still can't get the name. Other contributing factors include inappropriate workplace attire.
Well, I always show up in my uniform.
You do. We're uniform people, but yeah, back in the day, it was a little different.
Yeah. Well, I also think that, like, a lot of the times it's a little more lax. You know, like it's not as like strict.
Yeah.
Or if it is, it's like, well, you have to wear this and this and this.
Yeah.
You know, so, but I have heard of people running into that thing where they go to work, or like even some of my friends that are in like supervisor positions having to send someone home that's around the same age as them.
Yeah.
Because the way that they came dressed isn't the way that they should dress at work.
Yeah. Well, for me, and I'm probably a little bit of D, but like I grew up that generation, like, okay, let's just take Google, for instance. So say like if Google was around in the 80s, there would not be a single Google employee that came into that building that wasn't wearing a suit and tie, correct?
Yeah. Do you remember, like, it used to be a thing? You would get dressed up nice to get on an airplane, no matter how long the flight.
You didn't want to die in your fucking shitty clothes.
You don't want to die in your...
Now I wear like sweats and t-shirt.
Yeah. So, it was just like, for me, that's always been like the staple, it's like, okay. And so the first time when I worked for this graphic coding company, what we used to do is make the CD covers, and we would design the graphics that were going to be. Remember when there was CDs for computers?
Yeah.
And we used to make those. We used to make those envelopes, and we would do the graphic designs on these envelopes for Microsoft, for Google, all these companies. And then what I would do is I would take those samples back to Google or Microsoft's headquarters, and I would get approval on the graphics designs. And the first time I walked into Google headquarters there in San Jose, I was like, what the fuck is this? There's people in short. The guy that signed my paperwork had flip-flops, a t-shirt on, and shorts. Cargo shorts.
He was chilling.
People, You know
And
what,
now
though? I
everyday
guarantee you that
attire.
guy works
Yeah.
14-hour work days. I have a
Yeah.
great job. It pays me really well.
Making at least
However,
half a
it's
mil.
literally my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I do not look at that. I did not look at that person of someone of value to the company that was important to the company, because to me, it's like, how do you wearing flip-flops to fucking work? How are you getting away? I want to know, because I got to work boots all fucking day and pants. I want to, and I at
If you're
first,
client facing or if there's OSHA laws, you have to do that.
right. Well, at first, the first thing I asked him, because I was kind of curious and I didn't want to sound like I was, being a jerk, but I said, "Is it casual Friday?" And he looked at me. He goes, "No, man, this is how we dress every day here." And
Must be nice.
it kind of surprised me. That's the end of it. That was it. That was
That
all.
is. That's
That
the
was
end.
it. That's all we
That's
complain.
the end.
That's all we complain about Gen Z. I think every generation has a lot of these things. I don't think it just applies to one generation.
Sounds like the theme is just unprofessionalism.
Yeah. I hate, I don't know, I don't mind getting categorized in certain things that each generation is kind of known for, but like when you start putting these kind of things into play for one whole group, it's just stupid to me. It's just like, not every Gen Zer is this.
Yeah.
I mean, I ran into plenty of millennials and plenty of Gen Xers and boomers that are inappropriate or don't show up for work on time and don't want to be,
Facts.
yeah. But one of the other articles, we don't have enough time, but one of the other articles that I was reading, and I kind of want to get your take on it, but it's, do you, Gen Z, is also a generation that's a little different than the millennial, than the Gen Xer and the boomer, but as far as moving up in a company, like your generation is known for that will decide more home time than work time. That's different for us, right, D? We would give up home time to get more hours at work or a promotion. Gen Z is more likely to turn down a promotion because it's going to interfere in their social life.
I feel like I'm starting to adapt that situation.
Right, but we got to our age to get there, though, D.
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
worked my ass off to get where I am right now, and I still am just above the poverty level, like by that much. Like that much.
But when you were in your 20s, you knew you had to work. You know what I mean?
Oh, hell
you
yeah.
would've
I've
took-
been working some sort of
Right.
job since I was 12.
Right. And you would have taken the promotion that was $2 more an hour, but was
Hell
going
yeah.
was going to make it difficult for you to have a social life.
I
You
don't
would have
have
still
a
took.
social life anyway.
Well, I'm just saying
cares?
you would. Yeah, right. But the Gen Z is more likely to say no to that promotion. I'll pull the article. I'll send it to you. But Gen Z is more likely to say, you know what, I'm cool where I'm at. I don't need the raise because, you're going to cut into my time with outside of this workplace.
I think that's just like a lot of people being content.
Yeah.
I feel like I empathize with that generation because my generation didn't get scrutinized for that because Facebook did not exist yet.
Yeah.
You can't get scrutinized for shit like that when social media. Dude, go enjoy your life. Like, we were doing that shit when we were 16, 17. I worked at Target. I called in a whole bunch of times when I shouldn't have.
You're the reason I couldn't get those fucking cargo shorts. I knew
it was my fault.
Yeah,
I have
I
horror
know.
stories from my job too.
No,
So.
I get it, but like I maybe just because I got married so young, I was already married at 21. I got married at 21. I had her first
19.
Kid yeah, see, 19.
See, I don't have kids, so I'm not too.
You don't have the kids, but so for you, well, let me put it this way. I mean, if you got offered, Joe, relax if you're listening. If you got offered a promotion at work, but you knew it was going to, maybe I should do this too.
Well, I had already cut into my social life because I have Saturday, Sunday mornings, so it's like I already took that, that offer.
You already took that
I
off.
already took it. Yeah.
So you took it. So see, you're different than the rest, because I think, the way the article stated, it's a pretty high number. That Gen Zers will say no, thank you, but no thank you. I'll stay here instead of taking a
Kudos for
supervisor
boundaries.
position or a managing position or a position higher than they're at the company. They would rather have the extra time to spend socially outside of work than the extra money and the extra hours and the extra responsibility. You think? Do you? All right. Let me put it this way. Do you think? Which factor do you think is more applies to Gen Z? Do you think it's the factor that they get less time doing the things that they love to do? Or do you think it's more so that it's not worth the extra responsibilities for the money that you're offering?
I think it's less time doing the things that you love to do, because my family in the Bay Area always offers me to get a job out there, but it would be Friday through Sunday, and it would be 12-hour work days.
Yeah.
And the pay increase for me isn't worth it.
All right. And plus you're driving there. You would have to,
I could stay there for free, granted, but the thing is like, I would lose out my social life completely, because at least like I work Saturday, Sunday morning. I could go to work tired. I go to work hungover.
Yeah.
But I never do that. I'm never throwing up in the bathroom at work.
No.
But I wouldn't want to completely give up my weekend.
Yeah.
Because it would just be too much, like mentally, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what they're saying in the article. It's more of a mental thing, physical mental thing, where like they think that it would do. They don't want to be their parents, right, D? They don't want to be their parents.
You got to keep morale up. Keep morale up.
Sure.
Yeah, it's true. What do you think Alpha is going to bring us, D? That's your daughter.
I don't want to think about that.
That's your daughter, right?
I'm gonna be. Yes, it is, and I'm gonna be the guy in my crotchety recliner going, "Damn these kids," because I know my daughter.
I'm willing to bet your daughter has your work ethic, though.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Separated parents. Her dad is.
I look at Aiden, and I'm thinking of him as an 18-year-old, or working, and what he was going to bring to society, and I'm scared as fuck, dude. I just see endless conversations about Minecraft and fucking just video games, or some famous YouTuber.
I'm just going to throw this out there. I'm already having arguments with my children about how they could look up anything they want to know at any time on Google.
Yeah.
Anytime. We had Encyclopedia Britannica. Okay? Go look it up.
Okay, but here you go, because you are technically the 50-50 group, where you were just getting into computers, were just becoming a thing, and the internet was just becoming a thing. Cell phones were becoming just a thing. Now, Julian's the generation that grew up with them nonstop. They had the computers, they had the cell phones, they had the super high-speed internet, all that stuff. And now you got Alpha, which now, let's be honest, the technology that Julian grew up with is a lot different than what Alpha has.
Like, I didn't grow up. Well, I didn't really. So
Google was just kind of a thing.
Screens weren't a big part of my life in my early life. Whereas, like, maybe when I got to like middle school, that's when it was like everybody has a computer. So now things are starting to be like, oh, you can go home and you can write a paper on your computer. So that's when it started to change. But I would guess now, like, my nieces and nephews know how to use a tablet.
Yeah,
like crazy.
But their screen time has increased compared to what your screen time was.
Yeah.
So, that Alpha generation is a generation that has solely grown up on everything. Everything is just force fed them. Social media, fucking news, fucking entertainment. Everything is instantaneously, everything. I mean, I was shocked that the new movie was out already on Disney, the Marvel movie. I go, dude, that just came out.
Yeah, well,
Dude, remember, how long
Do
did
you
we have to
remember
wait,
having to?
D?
Do you remember having to wait a year for your movie to
for the
come out on
DVD.
VHS? VHS was the marathon run.
well, during COVID, they came out with HBO started the whole where they would release movies on HBO Max instead of in the theater.
In the theater.
I think that was a good idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unfortunately,
like that.
Disney strayed away from that, and I really, really, really don't want to
Yeah.
have to go to the theater to go see the new Lilo and Stitch, but I'm gonna.
Yeah. I mean, to me, that I don't know what to expect from Alpha once they get into the workforce, because they're still young. And they're just about getting ready, because Aiden's 13. So he's still 15 and a half to get your work permit. So he's like 2.5 years, 3 years away from having to go get a job, if he wants to. But it's just like and seeing him and how they're going to process certain situations. Because now, if you think about it, once they get fully in the workforce, who's going to be in charge, D? Gen Z.
Me.
Gen Z. Well, millennials too as well. Millennials will be up at that.
Well, by the time they get in there, millennials might start retiring.
Yeah, millennials may be retiring by the time they get into the
hopefully, if there's any Social Security left for us.
Hopefully, got a 401k and a Roth IRA. And all
no, 401ks are a giant robbery situation. Don't you know?
You better keep one. That's all I'm saying. You better have one. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm glad I'm going to be alive. Hopefully alive to see it. But I see a whole different workforce with Alpha. I really do. I feel sorry for Gen Zers. They're going to have to process what Alpha is going, because everything is going. There's no wait for them. Everything is instantaneous. So it's not going to be, what do you mean I have to wait 2 hours for a break? Do you want that break now?
Yeah.
Everything is instantly fed to them constantly. No, there's no wait for them.
That's how you learn patience.
Yeah. Hey, D, we're out of here. But what did D learn today?
What did D learn today? Oh, Lord. Well, I learned that John needs to learn how to sing.
Oh,
we need to have voice
I don't know.
lessons.
I don't know how that song goes, though. That's the problem. I don't really listen. I listened to that song maybe one time before.
Did you know?
So I don't know where I don't know where the pitch is. Julian's never heard the song, so it probably sounded great to him. But I don't know where the pitch is on that song. So yeah, I'll try better next time.
I love it. More duets, more karaoke. I dig it.
Yeah, well, Julian's next. He's next week. He's singing.
Do it, Julian.
I don't know what I'm going to sing.
Some songs.
All right, they can't hear it out there, but Julian's going to get to hear it. Can you hear it, D? No, right?
I couldn't even hear the song we were singing when we were singing.
Yeah, Julian will get to hear it. And you never heard this song, huh?
I can't hear what you're listening to. I gotta go, bro. It's almost 9:30.
Did I nail it, Julian?
You were off.
I was off. There you go. Well, here we go. All right. There you go. All right.
We're still live, you guys.
Here you go. I know we are. I know. I just want Julian to hear Lady Gaga's part.
D was a lot closer.
She's heard the song, damn it. She's heard the song. I
listened to the video that I posted. Also, that movie's been redone 7 times.
Yeah. Your thoughts on Lady Gaga?
Lady Gaga?
Would you date Lady Gaga?
She's a little out there for me.
Yeah.
She's a little out there, but she is pretty.
Yeah, she is pretty. Would you date her if she wore the meat suit?
Maybe not the meat suit.
Okay. Jeez, he knew exactly.
All that protein.
The meat.
I gotta go.
You can eat her after you're done. Julian, what did you learn, Julian, today?
He's a good singer. John needs to work on it, and Gen Z is lazy.
You think Gen Z?
I think a lot of them are
Spot
lazy.
on.
They're
agree
coming
with all of
from the mouths of babes, right? Is that the term? Yeah. I'm not going to say it because I like I said, I have a small group. I don't, but yeah, the group that I'm with,
We have a small sample size.
Yeah, I have a small sample size, but the group I like, I'll say it many times. Bertha's the hardest Gen Zer I've ever seen him work in my life.
Yeah.
To raise 2 kids by herself, 2 jobs, and show up to work on time.
That's what kids will do, though.
Yeah, I mean that's I don't see a lot of Gen Zs doing that. Yeah. All right, we are out of here. We'll be back next week. Hopefully, Kevin will be back. Bruce must have got stuck at the birthday party. Bruce, I hope that cake was good. I love birthday cake, so I don't care if there. What would it be?
That was good.
The plain vanilla birthday cake would suck, but any other birthday cake's good with me.
Cake is cake.
Yeah, cake is cake.
Yeah.
Cake's cake. Julian's on a diet, so he wasn't drinking today.
Yeah.
D.
Had to be sober.
He had to be sober. All right, D and Julian, look into the camera and wave goodbye. Bye.
Bye.